Good morning, good morning, good morning. All of you that plan to be global business experts, good morning. George, good morning. Richmond, good morning. Aliyu, Lawal, good morning. Ismail, Lawal, good morning. Johannes, how you doing? Right? Coyote, somebody's name is Pretty Beauty. Hey, Rick, how's it going? Mr. Rick Godwin, how's it going? All right.
Absolutely
Somebody
excellent.
is T
Thank you so
Hills
much.
Global and then Tony Dennis. So great, 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 great. Yeah, thank you very much, Rick. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so everybody, please, so that I can have a decent understanding of who you are and what it is that you do, please just come into the chat room or you right and just type everybody. It's always very useful if because I like to use the chat room a lot, and I'm going to use the chat room a lot today too, right? Uh, yeah, I mean, so Rick, yeah, I mean, I'm happy that you've gone to OpenStax to look at what it is that we are leveraging. It's because we're trying to standardize everything so that the text that we're using, the content we're using will be in line with global standards. So, and that's very important so that we don't come up with text that, it just looks as if the people have jumbled everything together. The way sometimes Nigerian schools, they will pick from here, pick from there, pick from everywhere, and then you're wondering where did they even come up with all these things from? So that's very important. All right. So once again, good morning, everybody. Can you come into the chat room? What I want you to tell me who you are, what you do. So let me type it here. Your name, your profession plus your, if maybe you work in an organization as of today, and if you've got any specific expectations for the next 12 weeks that we're going to be running this class. All right. So everybody, please, 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 your name, your profession, your organization, and if you've got any specific expectations for the next 12 weeks, that we're all going to be doing this together. So this is session one of 12 weeks. This is session one of our 12-week program for first semester. Well, it's not exactly 12 weeks. It'll be 12 weeks of work and teaching, and then thereafter, all of you will have to take your exams. But in between, the exercises and assignments and things like that you will do, and everything is online. So that's important. All right. So please, everybody, can you go into the chat room? Can anybody hear me? Can I get answers from some people? And Richmond, you can type. So can you type into the chat room? Except somebody does not know how to find the chat room on their phone or on their computer. Ali Lawal, Bolariwa, George, please go into the chat room and answer me. Olide Peter, please, everybody. Coyote, Pretty Beauty. Everybody, Thompson, please also, everybody go into the chat room and give me those answers to those four things. Thank you very much, Tony. Tony, thank you. Tony, thank you very much. I'm glad. Uh, okay, you tend to go into tech, okay. So but Tony, you know that we have two classes, right? We have the tech class and we have the business class. So are you sure that this is the class you want to be in? Mercy, I think you were the one sharing your screen. Can you share your screen again? That's a PowerPoint, or was it Edith? I
All
don't
right,
know
boss.
who was sharing, so that we can help people clarify that, if so that we know you know the class that you're meant to be in. Can you share that PowerPoint presentation again, where you have put the EBM side by side with the with the DIS, right? So can you do it in full screen? So everybody, can you see the screen? All right, can you see the screen? So which class are you sure you're in the right class, Tony? Because these are two different classes. Thank you very much, Mercy. All right. We that were in this class were the EBM people. Hello. We that were in this class were the EBM people. The people who are doing entrepreneurship, they're doing business and entrepreneurship and business management. The people that are in another class, they are the DIS people. Those are the people that are doing information security, information systems, databases, and similar type things. So I just want to be certain, right, Tony? Are you in the right class? Because you said you're looking to go into tech. Okay. EBM class. Okay, good. That's fine, Tony. I just wanted to be certain that you know exactly what it is that you're saying. So if you are certain that you're in the right place, then that is fine. So because simultaneously, even as we speak, some people are in the DIS class. Even as we speak, some people are in the DIS class. Right? Good. Aliyu, you haven't told me. I asked for four things. Only Kayode. Kayode, thank you very much. Kayode says like he's an internal auditor. Great, Kayode. I mean, I'm glad that you're here. I'm sure. I'm also an auditor. I'm sure you and I will have a lot to speak about and a lot to gain from each other. So thank you very much, Kayode, for being here as it is. Okay, Olide is the other person that has asked me. He says he's into digital marketing, and okay, great guy, and he's hoping to take an MBA. I mean, this is the smartest thing to do, to go through this EBM as the, should I say, what's that thing they say, as the pre-degree to your MBA. Olide, you're a smart man. You're definitely Olide Peter. You're a smart gentleman. That's the right thing. Rick, you I know very well. Well done, Rick. Thank you for all the support that you give to us. It's always great to have you in our sessions, and thank you for your consistency. Also, Rick, right? We appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. We only have one request to you, Rick. Get others here too. Get your friends, get your enemies, get your sisters, get your brothers, get your girlfriend, wife, whatever it is, so that you're not the only one that is gaining or taking advantage of this session. So thank you very much, Rick. It's always great to have you here. So right now, only Olide, Rick, and Coyote have answered me. And of course, Tony also. Tony says that he's a trader and he wants to go into tech. And this is definitely the right class to take. So I will even share many things with you. So right now I have only four people that have answered me appropriately. Tony has, Kayode has, Peter Olide has, and Rick. But I have more than four people here. So can I get others to also give me an answer very quickly? Can I get others? Others, please come. Give me an answer. I've asked four things, right? I mean, if you look at what the lead is, that he wants to go to do an MBA at some point in time. So what he has decided to do, which is definitely the smart, the sensible thing to do, that he wants to complete this EBM as like the foundation or the precursor to him going to take his MBA, and that makes sense. And I promise you that you see that the same content in the MBA would have dealt with it. The same content in whatever MBA would have dealt with it, at least to a large extent as it is. Richmond, you're not saying anything in the room. Bolariwa, you're not saying anything. George, can I hear from all of you? We're in the same class. You know, Kayode has spoken, has written, Olide Peter has written, Greek has written. I mean, you cannot be in the class and not plan to be here. The idea behind the class is not to just to join and not participate in the class. Thank you, George. George, thank you very much. Wow, okay. Um, right, Right, right. Thank you. Brilliant, George. Having someone like yourself here, it's important. So that's great. That's great. Thank you very much, George. That's great. Can I hear from others because I want to get into my class? It's pretty much 15 minutes past, as it is. Okay. In my church tomorrow, I have a session in church, and we're doing something called professional harvest. And I woke up this morning doing some writing. And one of the things I'm going to be talking about in church tomorrow is what I've titled areas of business, work, profession, and career. That's what I have titled areas of work, business, profession, and even career. That I'm going to be dealing with that in church tomorrow. And I'm going to put that up for all of us in a minute, because my what I'm going to be saying to them in church tomorrow is that eh, I think most of us, we need to situate our work, our business, our career within one of these areas within one of these areas. So let me put it up that that you should situate your work, your career within one of these areas. That I think all of us, we should pick one of these areas, and that's where we should situate our work and our career. It's not an exhaustive list. It's not like, oh, the list is the word of God or anything like that. But it's a decent list, and I'm going to pull it up in oh no, sorry. How did my screen close? Sorry. Okay. I'm going to pull it up in a minute. Right? This is what I think all of us we should our line of work. So I'm going to ask everybody that please tell me which one is yours amongst these 15 areas. A lot of people still have not answered me, but it's fine. All right. 16 areas. So which one is yours among these 16 areas? Sales. Okay, good. So everybody must have one that they will say is theirs, or either theirs as at today, or the plan that will be theirs even into the future. Pretty Beauty, thank you very much. Pretty Beauty, you did not tell me your name. Huh? You did not tell me your name, because your name, I don't think, I'm not sure. Well, it might be Pretty Beauty. So everybody on this page, right? Can everybody see my screen? I want you all to put in the chat room, which is your area of work. Everybody, everybody. These ones, I'll just call it uh, process areas, for lack of a better word. I'll just call it process areas. That means sales, marketing, uh, quality management, all those things, right? So everybody in the chat room, everybody must pick one. What's your area of work? Tony, which is yours? Godwin, which is yours? If I let me tell you how I came up with this list, everybody. Let me tell you how exactly I came up with this list. All right. Because I said I'm doing something in my church tomorrow, and it's professional harvest, and I will be speaking in church tomorrow. So I woke up and I started saying to myself that what is it that people do when they wake up in the morning? So this is how I came up with this list, everybody. I said, first, hopefully you're waking up in a house of some sort. So that means housing architecture, you can't go broke, right? Because people have to wake up in a house. Hopefully you're not sleeping on the road or sleeping under the bridge. Hopefully. So that means that area of work, housing, architecture, real estate, building materials, all those types of things. It's a very important area of work. Is there anybody here that is in this area of work? housing, architecture, building materials, real estate, things like that. Very important. You can't go broke if you do this. Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. You cannot go broke because people people must live in a house. People are going to try to get into a better house. People are going to keep trying to build houses. So if you're doing cement or you're doing painting or you're doing scaffolding or you're doing POP, right? Number one is very important. I mean, you cannot go broke with it, right? Number two, everybody is going no, this, as I said, I wrote this morning. This whole thing that we have here, I wrote it today, not yesterday. I wrote it today, this morning. And as I said, my thinking is, well, if you live in a house, the next thing is that you must wake up on a bed. Am I right? Hopefully. Hopefully you wake up on a bed. So people always need furniture. Are we all together? People always need furniture. They always need beds and chairs and wardrobes and tables. I'm seated on a chair. I'm uh, I'm leaning on the table. People always need furniture. So you that you're here, if you're thinking about a line of business, if you're thinking about something you want to do, that's very important. Are we all together? That's very important. You cannot go broke if you pick one of these areas. The number three here, I read that all of us need electricity. So whether you're in my house, for example, the box for recharging what's that thing? Electricity got broken. I had to buy a new box last week. So people always need electricity. So whether you're in that whole space where people are doing things that are electricity related, that's very important. People also need electronics. You need a kettle, you need water heater, you need microwave, you need air conditioner, you need bulbs. Yesterday, the bulb in my or the fluorescence in my room just started acting somehow. So today, like this, I have to call an electrician. I'm going to have to get a brand new a fluorescent for my room. So you people must always be in this particular field. So if you're a trader and you're trading housing materials, congratulations. Or you're trading furniture, congratulations. Or you're trading electronics and electrical fittings, congratulations. You cannot go broke. Alright? You cannot go broke. The next thing I was thinking this morning, I said people have to use household goods. Hopefully everybody has to brush their teeth, right? They're going to need toothpaste. Hopefully everybody would have to take a bath. They're going to need soap. People are going to wash one thing or the other. They're going to wash their bathroom. They're going to wash all sorts of things. They need all sorts of detergents and to be able to do that. So, and that's not it. People will use roll-on and they will use what's that thing called? They'll use underarm spray. And they're going to use different types of cream. They're going to use cream on their body, cream on their hair. If they're ladies, hopefully, no man will fall into that category. No man will fall into that category. They will use what's that thing called? They're going to use all sorts of makeup, right? And very interesting things. So if your line of work is around household goods and toiletries, congratulations. You should not go broke. You should not go broke. Okay. The next one I said is that after people they've had a bath and all that in the morning, what else? They're going to have to wear clothes and shoes, boxers and singlets and underwear and socks and shoes and jackets and buba and shokoto and all sorts. Am I right? So people are going to need clothes and they're going to need shoes. And some people they buy red shoe, green shoe, mint green, purple. I didn't say women, I just said some people. Oh, please give a round of applause to all the women on the call. I did not say I just said some people. They're going to have blue, deep blue, ocean blue, dark blue, red blue, whatever. Right? When it comes to shoes. And all of us need clothes. It's very important that you go around appearing properly, wearing proper clothes so people give you the regard. This week I was speaking to somebody and my friend, and the guy said to me, He said that, if you want people to he said, if you want people to respect you, is what he said. That if you want to gain the respect of people, they said, then you should wear agbada. That's what he was saying to me. That I should test it. That if I go anywhere at all and I wear agbada to the place, that I'll see that the regard that they will give to me will be different. So do we all agree? Please let me know in the chat room. Do we all agree? And when you wear agbada out, people are going to have a lot of regard for you. Do we agree? Can somebody let me know in the chat room? Do you agree that you just that imagine I just go for a normal meeting and I just wear full agbada? Do you know the people are going? Somebody said that the way everybody would treat you will be different, and the way everybody would look at you will be significantly different. So is it true? So it's important that you and I that we dress well, that we dress appropriately, that we dress for the occasion, right? That we wear the proper shoes. Some people they even rate you based on your shoes. Am I right? Is it true that some people will decide that they should that they will decide they want to work with you or not even work with you just because of your shoes? Like some people even say that your shoes say a lot about you. That's what people say. They say your shoes says a lot about you, right? Let's not talk about food. Food is important. People, they must eat. Most people have eaten. A lot of people, let me not say most people, a lot of people have eaten this morning. My son, that is on this call, woke up this morning. He said that he woke up hungry. That means as he woke up in the morning, the first thing he's thinking about is food. People will drink water. I'm one of those people. The first thing in the morning is that I want to drink water. Like first thing, clockwork. I want to drink a sachet of water or bottle of water or something along those lines. They said that in Nigeria, uh, that most banks, one of the areas that a bank you can get a loan from Nigerian banks. Nigerian banks don't normally give loans, but that one of the areas where you can get a loan is when your line of work is food, when it is food business that you can get a loan, right? Everybody, if you are in Nigeria, and I know some people are in Ghana, there is a gentleman that has started a business. It started years ago, but now the business is now becoming extremely big. It's called Item 7 to Go. He's close to a place in Ikeja on Allen Avenue. I saw the place last year in Ibadan. Now the man has expanded into Lagos. They said he started from Ilorin. Does anybody know the story of Item 7 to Go? Anybody? Drop it in the chat room. Do you know about it? Do you know that the gentleman is running everybody out of business around the Keja? Everybody is suffering because he has created a beautiful business model purely around jollof rice and fried rice. He's created a beautiful business model around jollof rice and fried rice. I even saw the picture where they put the picture. Somebody can, excuse me, somebody can look for that picture and drop it in the chat room. I think we even shared it internally. In our organization, the old picture when he started and the new picture. So the man is doing great things. He's doing excellent things relative to fried rice and jollof rice. So those of you that are involved with number 6, congratulations. Congratulations. Number 7, people like myself. That's our line of work. My sister she has a school and she also sells books for primary school and secondary school. I can almost tell you that she almost makes more money from selling those books than even from the actual school in itself. She makes a lot of profit. She goes to the producers and the manufacturers of the books. She brings them and then she sells them. So it's a big deal. Okay. Number 7 is a big deal. You cannot say, everybody is looking for where to take their children. So, I mean, it's a very interesting thing, right? People get married every day. Today is Saturday, some people are getting married. Am I right? So they're getting married today, like this. Okay. And after marriage, the next thing, at least in Africa, everybody expects that you will give birth. It is your own prayer. It is the expectation of your family. It is the expectation of the society, and it's even the expectation of the couple themselves that they will give birth. After they've given birth, they need to take that child to a school. Everybody that gives birth, either after 1 year or after 2 years, they must take that child to a school. They cannot take that child straight to primary school. So that means there is no street, there is no community whereby somebody is not looking for where to go to drop their baby. Some people, if you work in an organization, you get only 3 months after giving birth, of which you need to resume at work. So in the fourth month, everybody is looking for where to take their kids. Some people, maybe because they work for themselves, but after 6 months, after 1 year, they're going to have to take that child somewhere. So this business of crash and related type things is never going to go out of fashion. AI is not going to replace a crash. It's not going to happen. So this business of crash, of daycare, of nursery, because the federal government does not provide you with nursery. They can only provide you with primary. And the primary that they provide you with is not great primary school. But of course, it is technical. You cannot just go and start collecting children and you don't know how to deal with them and how to take care of them. But my point is, education is a big area of work. The next one is transportation, right? Congratulations to everybody that is in education. Congratulations to everybody that is involved in transportation, whether it is keke or it is okada or it is a small korokwe bus or you're selling spare parts. I saw one picture. Somebody was saying, Igbo man. They said that this is how I wish I could find that picture. He said, an Igbo man, you will see his store in what's that place called? In where in Mushin selling spare parts. You will see him wearing slippers, looking like has oil all over him, looking like somebody that does not have anything. But those Igbo men, inside of that spare part, he has sent children to Harvard. He has paid for education around the world. He has a massive house in his village, has hotel, has all sorts of things. So don't underestimate all those Igbo men that are selling spare parts. The amount of money that is with them can buy an entire city. So whether you're a mechanic, I mean, in my organization, we have to patronize people who fix cars. So you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. If you're in number nine, you can't go wrong. You're in banking, you manage money, you have POS. You know the amount of money that people make from POS, you would not believe it. Especially when you're in a place where the people need cash. It's a good business if you can position properly. So, and that's where accountants also come in. You cannot be, I'm just telling my daughter, I said, do accounting. You can't go wrong on this human earth. I said, on this human earth, in as much as people spend money, either electronic money, physical money, blockchain money, it doesn't matter. In as much as money is being exchanged for goods and services, you will always need an accountant. I was telling my daughter, go become an accountant. Become an accountant. That accounting will be relevant 100 years from today. For you to even have great accounting software and for you to be able to use it, you need a great accountant. An accounting software cannot replace an accountant. I can build some AI accounting system, but that accounting system can only be correct, can only be accurate, can only be appropriate if I work with an accountant. So for those of you that are involved with number nine, congratulations, congratulations. May you never go hungry. People that are involved with number 10, people must fall ill. It's not, we pray, we go to the mosque and go to the church. And some people even go to visit visit Babalawo. that they should never be ill, but people will always fall ill. It's guaranteed. It always happens. Do you understand? It's guaranteed. It always happens. People will always, or typically, they will fall ill. Okay, so they're going to need medicine. Some people have used medicine this morning. They've used antibiotics, they've used vitamins, they've used all sorts. So that if you're involved in number 10, right, you can't go wrong. You know, Nigeria is the cheapest country in the world to study medicine. The education might not be perfect, but when you compare quality of education versus the amount of money that is being paid, it's number one in the world. You will say, oh, we might not have all the equipment, but realize that we barely charge any money. In fact, somebody was telling me that medicine, to study medicine is free in Nigeria. Can somebody fact check that for me? Can you go online? Now, if somebody goes to a public university like LASU, that that you don't have to pay. But even if you have to pay, I know it is extremely cheap. How much is medicine in a state university like LASU per term? Does anybody know? Or per semester or per session? It's extremely cheap. It is extremely cheap. There was a medical doctor that told me that. He said, when you compare the quality for the cost, that ours is the cheapest in the world. It might not be the best, but when you also compare the cost is ridiculously cheap. But somebody was saying that in schools that medicine is free. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right. I'm involved with number 11. That's my own area of work. You cannot go wrong. May none of not I cannot go hungry. I promise you. I know that I cannot go hungry. With this my number 11. Oh no. I cannot, I can never go back. I can never go hungry with this my number 11. And in this section, we're going to do a lot around number 11 too. I can never go hungry. I mean, I'm firmly around number 7 and 11. Those are my areas of work. Number 7 and number 11. I'm not involved with number 1. I'm not involved with 2, with 3, with 4. I don't sell clothes. I've sold shoes in the past, but as of today, I'm I'm squarely, firmly around number 7 and number 11. For number 12, is number 12 a big deal? Absolutely. Do you know that all of us here, we all need to find somebody that can wash clothes and launder properly? Do you know the number of people here that have to get somebody to come to clean their houses and their homes? You cannot go hungry with number 12. So sometimes when people tell me I don't have a job, I'll be like, okay, tell me you're lazy. Tell me you cannot go to different offices and go to different homes and tell them that, see, I can help you clean your garden. I can help you dispose of your waste. I can do this. Most of us are lazy. A lot of people are lazy. They will just say that there is no job. Have you gotten up to go to support people? Do you know the number of people that are looking for people to clean their cars for them over the weekend? Right? So you can't go hungry. Number 13 is very important. What's that sticker? Somebody should please put it in the chat room. What's the sticker that lawyers put on their cars? Sometimes they will say, trouble at my work. What else the lawyers put on their cars? Somebody please drop those things that lawyers say, because there must always be there must always be disputes. It's guaranteed in every human society. The laws of the land, there will always be disputes. There will always be conflicts. There will always be grievance, and people are going to seek redress in the court of law. And you cannot enter into the court of law without working with a lawyer. So for those that are lawyers, my son wants to do advertising now, but I wish he would have done law. And after getting his law degree, he might decide not to practice and then go to do advertising. You know, there's some areas of work that will never end. My dad used to work for Ministry of Education. He retired from Ministry of Education in 1993, to be precise, right? 1993 till now is what? Isn't that like how many years? Almost to 2000, almost 30 years ago that he retired. So your education is not going to go anywhere. Okay, recreation is a big deal. We're all social animals. We need to do recreation at some point in time. Today is Saturday. People are going to go for events. People are going to watch football. People are going to go to one cinema, right? So all these things, this whole area around recreation, they're going to the cinema. People are going to watch football. All these things are important. It's not going away. So if you're involved here, that's important. Of course, there's also government and public service, and then there are all sorts of process areas, sales, marketing, uh, customer service, those types of things. There are all sorts of things along those lines. Okay. So people are involved with many, 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 many things. Um, involved customer service. Am I right? Uh, Sorry. Yes, people are involved with customer service. People are involved with advertising. People are involved with uh, many, many, many things. You can't finish the things. So once again, which is your own area of work, everybody? And which one are you even planning to do some more? And I want everybody to answer me. If they're asking you that you want to start a business, in which area of these areas will you start a business? Because it's important that you start a business. Each of these they are also industries. Am I right? They are also industries. They are businesses. They are professions. There are also all sorts of things, right? So everybody, what is your own area of work? Okay, all right, good. What is your own area of work? So let me go into the chat room. Good. So what is the number for you? Everybody, number what? Number what? Number what? All right, good. So who are the educators here? Who are the facility people? Okay, who are all the others? All right. So, so very important. Food items. Who are those that are into everything that is cosmetic, fashion, right? So it's important. Somebody when I was talking about appearance, really they said head to toe scanning. Very important. People will scan you, they will scan you from head to toe. Okay, so look at it. Thank you very much, Edith, for this. Is a medicine is what 100 for a whole year. How much is this in dollars? Can somebody calculate that? How much is this in dollars? Okay, how much is the whole thing? All right, how much is everything here in dollars? $1 is already like what 1,000 something. So that means you can study medicine 1 whole year and you're going to pay less than $100 is about 160,000 naira. So that means in Nigeria, medicine for 1 year is about 150,000 naira. Hello, am I right? That means in Nigeria, medicine for a whole year is about $150,000. Can you imagine? $160 is medicine to study medicine in Nigeria. It's the cheapest in the world. There is no place on human earth where medicine is cheaper than Nigeria. As I said, it might not be of the highest quality, but at least the study of medicine it's not cheaper anywhere. The only thing that we don't have is great equipment. And sometimes you have to think about it. If you pay $160 for a whole year, where do you really think that great equipment will come from? Really? Really, where do you really think that great equipment will come from? Anyways, so everybody, what's your own area of work? What's your own area of work? What's your own area of work? All of you, you must have an area of work. So you can't say you're hungry, that you don't have a job. How can you say that? People are involved with company registration. Some people are involved with, yes. So even here too, and let me put statutory uh filings, right? You must do statutory filings, you must do company registration, am I right? You must do tax management, am I right? You must file your taxes. And Nigeria is coming up with has come up with, not is, with a new tax regime. Okay? So you have to have an area of work. Everybody, you must have an area of work. You cannot say that you exist and you don't have an area of work. And I enjoin all of you, don't play with your career. Careers are very important. Families have been broken, marriages have been broken before, simply because of poor of one person not being able to contribute to the home. There's nothing that brings more pressure. Please, am I right or am I wrong? For the people who are married, please let us know. There is hardly anything that brings more pressure in the home, apart from maybe spiritual challenges. After spiritual challenges, the next thing that brings a lot of pressure in the home is financial. Please, do you think so or not? Financial challenges, that it brings a lot of undue pressure, especially if you live in a country like Nigeria. So everybody here, you should take your business and your career, you should take it seriously. Are we all together? You should don't play with your business. Don't play with your career, right? Your husband or your wife will need you to have a decent career. Your children are going to need you to have a decent career. Okay? People are going to need you. Your parents are going to need you to have a decent career or at least a decent business. And to do business is not easy. Oh. To become a successful trader, Tony, am I right? It's not easy or straightforward. Nigeria, you won't get any support from the government. Does anybody know how much? Does anybody know how much is a loan from a commercial bank or even a microfinance? Anybody? Go into the chat room and tell me, anybody, how much is the loan from a Nigerian commercial bank? And if you're in Ghana, tell me how much is the loan from a Ghanaian um, commercial bank? How much is a loan from a Ghanaian or Nigerian commercial bank? Let's not even mention microfinance. Does anybody know how much is how much is a loan? What's the percentage do you pay per annum? Uh, uh, well, medicine is not the only way to make money. No, no, no. I mean, every area that I put on my screen, you can make a lot of money. Are we all together? Every area that I have put on my screen, you can make a lot of money in each of these areas. Does anybody know? Everybody use ChatGPT now. How much is a commercial loan in Nigeria? Also, how much is what? Sorry, not how much. What is the interest rate? Annual interest rate. Everybody, what is the annual interest rate in Nigeria? If you take a loan of 1 million naira in Nigeria, you're all business students, right? Everybody, or you're in Ghana, everybody, right? Tell me quickly. I want you, everybody, to be in this class with me. Okay, quickly. What is the interest rate in Nigeria for a loan? And if you take a loan of if you take a loan of 1 million naira, how much will you be required to pay back at the end of the year? In Nigeria? Does anybody know? Come on. Hello, hello, hello. Are you here? Does anybody know? Hello. I want somebody from Nigeria and I need another person from Ghana. Tell me. Right? What is the interest rate? Aha. Uchenna, thank you very much. Uchenna says 27%. That means if you take a loan of 1 million naira, how much will you be in Ghana? 21%. Do you know that there's some other things called bank charges and admin charge and something else? Are you aware? Is anybody aware of that here? They're going to take 1% for management fees, 1% for something else in Nigeria. Okay? Right? So they're going to take, do you know that it doesn't end at 27? They're going to take something 1%. Does anybody know? Right? So on the average in Nigeria, it's about 30% when you take a loan per annum. Did you get that? Hello? Did you get that? I hope you're writing some of these things down. Okay? In Nigeria, on the average, you're going to pay 30% back at the end of the year. And you're going to pay that every month. Right? So in Ghana, maybe about 25 or 26% at the end of the year. Now, let me ask you a question. Everybody, I need an answer. Good. John here, John says that when you go to microfinance, it can be as much as 40%. I hope you know that. Hello, everybody. When you go to microfinance, it can be as much as 40%. Am I right? Can somebody fact check that? I know that commercial bank is about 30, and I know that microfinance, the loan, the interest rate is way more than what you get from a bank. So the average, if you go to a microfinance bank in Nigeria, where's our internal auditor? If you go to a microfinance bank in Nigeria, right, what do you think is the rate that you're going to get? Anybody? Or in Ghana? What do you think you're going to get if you go to borrow money from a typical microfinance bank? Anybody? Anybody? Use ChatGPT now. Use Grok. Use Gemini. Use any of those things. What do you think? What do you think? Anybody? I need an answer. Anybody? For the people who answer my questions, I'm going to give you um let me put this up for everybody to see. If you answer my question, you can win a copy of my book. A copy of my book. I have this beautiful book, and I'm going to try to talk through today. So who are those? Right? Okay. You're absolutely right. Commercial banks between 22, well, online lenders to 30%, blah, blah, blah. Yes, Greek. So it's possible that, commercial banks, Nigeria is actually 27. And when you add management, the charge, this charge, processing fee, something is about 30. Now, let me ask everybody a question. And if you answer my questions, everybody, you win a copy of my book. Let me put this up here. If you answer a lot of my questions, you're going to win this. You just need to reach out to Transformation Collect and you get a free hard copy of this book. Are we here? Hello? Are we here? Can you see this? You just need to reach out to Transformation College and you can get a free copy, but only for the people who are active and are participating in class. Are we good? Only for the people who are active and are participating in class. You can win a free copy of this book, The DNA of Every Business, the 20 Universal Objectives every organization must master. So if you want to win a free copy of this book, you better answer my questions. You just need to reach out to Transformation College, and you must be willing to come to our office in Ikeja to pick it. Our office in Ikeja. If you're in Abuja, we can make it happen. If you're in Ghana, we can also make it happen. Those are the only three locations. You have to physically come to pick the book yourself. And I'm going to cover these. So please, all right. On the average, my question is how much money can you make from the average business? Percentage profit at the end of every transaction, or at the end of the year, after the deduction of salaries and all costs. What is the typical percentage for a non-fraudulent business that you can make? Is it 10? Is it 5%? Is it 5 or 10? Okay, or 15%? Or 20%. A typical business in Nigeria, right? That after you've paid your taxes, you've paid your salaries, you've paid everything, right? Sure, there's no microfinance bank in Nigeria that is going to give you 7% interest per annum. You're probably talking about per month. Shuaib, that is completely wrong. There is no microfinance business in Nigeria that is going to give you 5% per annum. They will probably give you 5% per month. Per annum is what I'm talking about. What is the typical profit? So you imagine 5% per month, and you now multiply that by 12. That's about 60%. Now, everybody, I want to hear the thoughts of everybody in the chat room. What is the typical profit that a business can make? Anybody? Hello? Anybody? Anybody? Good. Kayode says between 5 to 15, and Kayode should know. He's an internal auditor. So Kayode definitely should know, right? Some people say 10, right? Some people say 5. I can tell you categorically that normally the normal business in Nigeria, after all your expenses have been paid, you typically, right, will not be able to make more than 20% after all expenses. And this is maximum. In reality, what Coyote said is more of the reality. What Coyote has said that on the average, after all expenses, ordinarily, it is about 10 to 15% after all expenses. So, right, I'm telling you, T Hills Global, I am telling you that on the average, non-fraudulent business, after all your expenses, and I mean all expenses, you've taken care of rent, you've taken care of salaries, you've taken care of taxes, you've taken care of all the cost of goods, everything. You've taken care of everything. You typically will make between 10 to 15%, which is exactly what Kayode had said. On the average. Yes, maybe some people in certain industries can do 30, but you have to also look at other people who do 5%. So that's why I said on the average. It won't be more than that. It's usually between 10 to 15 if you have a successful business. So what Rick is saying, most people don't do proper accounting in their business. I hope you know that. And I like the interactions I'm getting in the chat room. Thank you very much, everybody. Ismail is right. Do you know that most people struggle with proper accounting? Who has any kind of accounting knowledge or background here on this call? Please answer in the chat room. Do you know the average? Thank you very much. You know the average business struggles with doing proper accounting. When people work from their homes, they don't take rent into consideration. Am I right? People don't take the cost of electricity into consideration. The people that work that their business is on Instagram. They don't take the cost of their phone into consideration when they're working on on that posting on Instagram. You know, most people struggle with proper accounting, especially small businesses. They struggle significantly with proper accounting, especially small businesses. So it's a big deal. It is a big deal. It's a massive deal. So now imagine if maximum you can make 20% profit, and the bank in Nigeria, microfinance bank, commercial bank, they borrow you money at 30% per annum. So please, everybody, I want you to go in the chat room. How is a business meant to survive? The bank that is meant to loan you money, right? They borrow you, they give you the money at 30%. Microfinance that is meant to support you will give you the money at maybe 40% per annum. And you cannot make more than 20% in profit. So how is a small business meant to survive in Nigeria? I want to hear your thoughts, everybody in the chat room. Everybody in the chat room, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinion. That is why if you're doing business in Nigeria, your head has to be correct. Everybody, share your thoughts and your opinion with me in the chat room. If you're doing business in Nigeria and in Ghana, because I also work in Ghana, some of my colleagues, some of my friends, some of my employees in Ghana are also on the call, right? If you're doing business in Nigeria, your head has to be correct, because it's almost like the system is already against you. Everybody, are you listening to me? It's almost like the system has already come against you. So if you're doing business in Nigeria, your head truly has to be correct. Please, I want everybody to share their thoughts. How are businesses meant to survive? If the lending rate is way more than the profits that the average business can make in Nigeria and in Ghana, how are businesses meant to survive? Everybody, share your thoughts quickly. I want to hear from everybody in the chat room.
Can I speak, sir? Can I speak, sir?
So, right. Thank you very much, Rick. I guess the Tails, you can speak actually. Please go ahead. You can allow Tails Global to speak.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you very much,
Can you hear
Hafiz.
me?
It's almost like, if doing business in Nigeria, it's almost like everything is already against you. Like the environment is against you, people are against you, the government is against you, the banking system is against you, the tax system is against you. Everything is already against you in Nigeria. So it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. Go ahead, Mr. Teals Global. What is your actual name?
Okay.
Teals
My
Global.
name
That's
is
your
Jesse.
company.
Can you
Go
hear me?
ahead, sir.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me,
Please
sir?
allow him speak. Allow Teals Global to
Yes, we
speak,
can hear you.
please.
We can hear
Can
you.
you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Boss, I don't know if you can hear her. She's speaking.
Hello.
Can you
Hello,
hear me,
anybody?
sir? Can you hear
Can I
me,
hear
sir?
from others?
Dr.
Please.
Orlando, can you
Like
hear
what
me?
Hafiz said. He said it's already 2-0 against you. So if you're going to do business in Nigeria, your head, and I tell you, it's the same thing in Ghana. It's the same thing in Ghana. Your head has to be correct. We can't hear Teals, though. I can't hear him. Is it
Doctor,
just
I
me?
think it
But
is
I cannot
internet.
hear him.
It's your
Can
Can
anybody
you hear me
hear
now?
T
Can
Hill
you hear me
speaking?
now? Can
Hafiz,
you
can
hear
you
me
speak?
now?
Can you allow Hafiz or Mercy speak now? Mercy, you can speak because I can't hear T
Yeah,
Hills.
she's actually speaking, boss. I don't know if
Is
you
it
can
just
hear
me?
me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's me. Sorry, go ahead now.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Okay, good. Teals, what's your
Yes.
name?
My name is Blessing. I'm actually a lady. My name is Blessing.
You're not serious. You're not being serious, Blessing. How are you there? Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead and
fine,
spoke.
sir. Okay, so I was saying in the chat room that most businesses, especially inventory-based businesses, those who sell physical items, are mostly affected when you want to compare that of service businesses. And if you ask me, I'd always encourage such kind of businesses to incorporate other sources of income like academy. So we've come to realize over time that, you know, when you sort of teach what you sell, it helps boost an academy is sort of service, and it brings more money without having to, you know, spend on costs most of the time. So
Okay.
so for such businesses to thrive or to, you know, survive in Nigeria, that would be my advice to them, you know, to include some sort of service to whatever it is they are doing, just so as to especially when the physical items are not paying off. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. That's very important. And I like what she has said, that, you know, it's important that you're able to incorporate some form of service element into your business as it is. The only challenge is that if everybody runs that, then of course you're going to in the market, everybody will say, me too, I'm doing this, me too, I'm doing that, and then that becomes very difficult to make any kind of significant income. But I completely buy into it, that it's important that you as a business, that you think about, especially if your business is tied to brick and mortar, that you think about the service element. Nevertheless, even with the service element, it is still not easy. I can tell you that for sure. Everybody, it is still not easy. Nigeria is a very difficult place to do business. Who else is here? Let me hear from somebody before I go into the next session for today. Anybody? Who else is here? Who else is here? Anybody? Who else has anything to say? Doing business in Nigeria. Thank you, Kayode. Kayode says that the business environment is hostile. It is hostile not only to investors, it's hostile to everybody. And that's why in Nigeria, it's almost like you look at it and you say that, you know, now, so what is the average person meant to do? Because the system is almost pretty much against you. The system is almost pretty much against. It's almost like the system has gathered, you know, the system has calibrated itself to be against you. Okay, so yes, collaboration with other people work and all that. So absolutely, I've put a template in the chat room, everybody. So for especially, so if you're on your phone or your computer, you should download the template. It's a beautiful template. It's a great template. If you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, okay, you should download the template. Everybody, if you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, please download the template. Because that's what I'm going to speak about. As I said, um, Blessing, you can definitely go to the office. You've answered a lot of questions today, to pick up a copy of the book from the Transformation College team,
Thank
from
you,
Mercy
sir. Thank
and
you.
Boma. Definitely Kayode also. Kayode has answered many questions today. So Kayode,
Thank you, sir.
you
Thank you,
too.
sir.
Definitely Rick, reach out to the Transformation College team to pick up a copy of the book. Definitely Ismail Lawal, right?
Thank you, sir.
Please reach
Thank you,
out to
sir.
the
Thank you.
Transformation College team
Thank you, sir.
to pick out the copy. You to George Ama. George, where are you based? George, where are you based?
Thank you, sir.
Where are you based? Where are you based, George?
George
Hello,
says he's
George.
based in Ghana.
Okay, good. Don't worry, George. I'm going to make a
I think
copy
it's your network.
available to you. I'm going to make a copy available to you in Ghana. So don't worry. I'll be there sometime in the month of either October or November. I'll bring a physical copy for you in Ghana as it is. So it'll be my pleasure to bring a copy of the book for you when I'm coming in. Okay, so I mean the content of the book, I've taught that content even here many times here in Transformation College. It's in all our documents. It's in many things that we do. The only thing is that I just expanded it and I turned it into a full book, right? And I'm doing that for five different things. I'm doing that for my risk management book and all that. So it's not rocket science. These are things that I've taught here before. And I also have titled my book, The DNA of Every Business. So once again, if you check in the chat room, I just put those 20 things in there. Now, if you want to run a successful business in Nigeria, are you with me? And in Ghana, I can speak intelligently about those two countries. I can speak intelligently about those two countries. I've been running the business for 20 something years here in Nigeria, and I've been running a business for about 17, 16 years in Ghana. So I can tell you categorically that if you want to run a successful business, you must master these
Yes, sir.
20 things. Are we together? Okay? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
If you want to run a
Yes, sir.
successful business in Nigeria and in Ghana, you must compulsorily master these 20 things. If either you master these 20 things or these 20 things, they will master you. And we all together. Somebody is going to win. It's either you as a person, you will master these 20 things, or these 20 things, they will master you. And if you are not careful, if you don't do this properly, you're going to really suffer, right? No, I'm not sharing yet. I'm going to because I put that thing in the chat room. So did anybody download the template? Can anybody see the screen, the other image that I put? Anybody, if you've been able to download that template, can you answer in the chat room? Just say yes, I've been able to. Right? Please say yes. Oh, that template is very important. It's what I like to call a strategy template. Are we together? Ismail, oh, thank you very much. It's what I like to call a strategy template. Right? Is what I like to call a strategy template. Because if you don't understand those things in there, you're going, thank you very much, Chichena. You're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. And it's good, if you have a 16, 17-year-old, they should be on this call. If you have a brother or a sister, anybody, they should be on this call. These are important things. I teach these things to banks. I teach them to insurance companies. I teach them to all sorts of entities, and they pay me a lot of money to teach them. And I'm here and I'm also teaching it for free. So, Tony, thank you very much. Right? Thank you very much. I have developed what I like to call the best strategy templates that you can find around. Why do I call it the best strategy template? Because it is very simple to use. Hello, everybody. So if you're here representing your own business, or you're here representing your organization, that template is extremely useful. So we're going to discuss these 20 things. I'm not really going to train you in a sense, right? We're going to discuss these things. We're going to talk about them. What do these things mean? Why should anybody take these things seriously? Why should anybody worry about ensuring that these 20 things achieved in their own organization. I always tell everybody that the best planning, even that template, I put it in the physical book. Adebayo, if you check the back of the book, I believe you have a copy. Maybe Shoaib also has a copy. Edith, I'm sure if you check the back of the book, you will see that I even included the template in there. I included the template, I included it in there because it's extremely important. Because if you don't get this right, you're going to really struggle with a business in Nigeria. I am not Dangote. I have not run the most successful business in the country, but I have run a business that is successful to an extent. I wouldn't say I've run the most successful business, but I've run a business that is successful to an extent, to a decent extent. So I think I qualify. So this is not a training class that we will say it's a theoretical training class. I think I have about 150 employees somewhere between Lagos and Abuja and Accra and now even Nairobi. So I'm not Dangote, as I said, but I qualify to be able to run this from an experiential perspective. So this is not me reading to you, or this is not me telling you something that is from a textbook. I can tell you these things from reality. So let's go. So we're going to do this together. Are we all together? We're going to do this together today as we look at what exactly are these 20 things that every organization must master. Number one, all right, is what? It's that you must develop your strategy. Okay, now let me share my screen so that we can do this together. Okay, are we all together? So number one, and that strategy template is important because a strategy is just meant to be a set of answers. It's just a set of answers to the issues and to the challenges that you have as of now and that you might have even in the future. That's it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. A strategy is really simple. A strategy is really simple. It's simple and straightforward. A strategy is not a big deal. It's really simple. How do you if you answer, because does anybody have experience with the strategy consultants? They make things very difficult. Am I right? They make things very long and bulky. People like Afiz that I hear, all these people, when they write a presentation, it will be 200 pages. Then you'll be confused. You're like, hey, I saw one strategy document. How can a strategy document that is meant to be implemented be 300 pages? By the time they finish reading it, by the time you finish reading it, eh, I'm sure some of you, you've had such experiences in the past, especially those of you that work in corporate. All right, Coyote, have you seen that before? Rick, when they give you the strategy template, the strategy document, you're like, hey, the thing looks like a textbook. It's like an MBA degree or a course in the university, right? So I found out that you don't need a difficult strategy document. You don't need a complex strategy document. You need something that is simple and clear. This particular thing, how am I going to do it? When am I going to do it? Who is going to do it? How are we going to approach it? It's really as simple as that. It is really as simple as that. If you answer these 6 questions, all right, about anything, you will be fine. Why am I even worried about strategy? What do I need to do about it? Who will drive this particular thing? Right? When will it be done? How will it be done? And how do I measure if it's working? You don't really need anything more than that. If you can answer those questions about everything that is here, then I promise you, you have a workable strategy document. Now, I also want everybody to know that there's a world of difference. Please, I hope people are writing these things down, that there is a massive, massive world of difference between the documenting strategy versus executing strategy. Hello. Documenting strategy versus what? Executing strategy. A lot of people document strategy, but they don't execute it. So the template allows you to do proper documentation. The execution is in the doing. Hello, everybody. Somebody should type that in the chat room. There is a world of difference. They're centuries and they're miles apart when it comes to documenting strategy versus executing strategy. A lot of people document strategy, but they don't execute strategy. A lot of people document strategy, but they do poor execution of strategy. Sorry about that. So, as I said, so please, everybody should note that the documenting strategy versus executing strategy. Thank you very much. Somebody said the doing. Afis, thank you. So, there's a massive difference. So, but the template that I've given you allows you to document strategy properly. And you can't go wrong on this human earth knowing about strategy. You can't. And it doesn't matter your line of work. It doesn't matter your line of business. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. You must compulsorily know about the documentation of strategy. You must know what strategy is. Somebody talks about the ways and the how, by which the ways, the how, the means by which things are done. There's something like that. The ways, the how the way, the ways, the means, and something else or strategy. Help me type it into Google. You will see the ways by which things are done, the means by which things are done, and the whether the last one is the whys or something like that. Please look for it for me. All right. Thank you very much, George. It's just like developing great policies but not executing and implementing them. George, God bless you. It's exactly like that. Like, you've documented our policies to install antivirus on every system. And to ensure that it is updated, right? And for you to go and check, the half of the computers in the organization do not even have antivirus installed on them, and the ones that have the antivirus, they are not updated. So having great policies and not implementing them is of no value. No, it's the ways, the means, it's not the whens. No, it's not when. I know what it is. It's just keeping me. It talks about strategy being the ways, right? It talks about strategies being the ways, right? The ways, the means, and something else. There's one more thing. Strategy being the ways, the means, and something else. The way by which things are done, the means by which things are done. The ways by which things are done, the means by which things are done. Very important. The ways and the means. The ways and the means. And one more thing, there's one other thing that is in there, right? The ways, the means, right? It's a noun or a verb, right? And the ends. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. It's the ways, the means, and the ends by which things are done, by which things are done. Yes, absolutely. The ways, the means, and the ends by which things are done. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for that, Hafiz. Right? So you must have a strategy. People will use things like SWOT analysis. Am I right? Anybody, have you heard of SWOT? Please, all right. Let me type these things properly in a let me type these things properly. Otherwise, some people will not follow us appropriately. So let me type these things out in the slides. So just give me 1 second, right? So if we're able to get this done today, at least all of us, we can leave here knowing that we understand the concept of strategy and performance management. Are we all together? If we do this appropriately today, we know we can leave here knowing that we all, at least to a large extent, we understand. So 20 objectives of every business. Objective number 1, 20 objectives of every business. Objective number 1 is to develop, execute, and manage your strategy. Very important. And that's important for all of us to understand. Let me share my screen. So we will just do the typing together. As we talk about each one, we'll take thoughts and ideas and opinion from everybody. So number 1, right? What is the first thing that we've said here today? We've said strategy, documentation via Dr. Orlando's template, right? Okay, so that's one of the things we've said. We've also said that there is the world of difference between strategy, documentation versus strategy execution, right? Execution is what? It's in the doing, and it is what? It is over time. Doing over time by people. Hello, are we together? Doing something over time by human beings, right? Strategy documentation versus strategy you're doing over time, and it is should be done by who now? By human beings, by people. It should be done by people. Strategy documentation versus execution. We've also said, does anybody know about SWOT analysis? You know, SWOT analysis, and I encourage you that you can do personal SWOT for yourself, okay? And you can also do organizational SWOT analysis. Okay, you do this, your SWOT, your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities and threats. Is there anybody that has not heard of that? Then you also have what we call PESTEL, right? Or what people like to call pastels, right? What's the difference? The S there. So everybody, have you seen this before? We have political, uh right? We have political, we have economic factors, right? Economic factors. We have social factors that affect an organization or affect, yes, you can do SWOT for personal or organizational, but when it comes to personal, we typically would only do it for companies, right? So you can do social factors, you can do technology factors, or some people will say technological. You can do what did they call it, legal, and then you can do uh, environmental factors, right? Environmental factors, and then the last one is security, and security is very important in Nigeria, especially
Hello,
because
sir,
we
are you
have
still
all
there?
sorts of. Hello, 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 hello. Can anybody hear me? Afiz, can you hear me? Edith, hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, so somebody was asking if I was still there. Okay, sorry. All right, that's fine. Thank you. Sorry, because of all the insecurity challenges in Nigeria, some people have decided that they're going to add security to make these pastels. All right, so you can either do the pestle analysis or you can do the pastels analysis. What else is important from a strategy perspective? Hello, anybody? What else is important from a strategy perspective? All right. Anybody? What else is important? Most organizations will have what we would like to say it's their vision, right? Plus their mission, plus their goals, plus their objectives. Is there a difference between these things? Anybody? Is it just a play of words? Do they all mean the same thing? Please take them into ChatGPT. Are they the same? You know, or it's just a play of words? Are they the same? Or it's just a play of words? Okay. And you know, I said for you to do an excellent plan, you need to answer six, well, 6 questions, but one is not always applicable. 6 questions you must always answer. Why do I need to do this? Who needs to do it? Okay. Who needs to do it? What needs to be done? Okay. Why do I need to do this? Okay. These 6 questions. Why do I need to do this? Who needs to do this thing? Okay. What needs to be done? When should it be done? All right. This one does not always, okay. When is very important. Where should it be done? That's the one that does not always apply because everything you might want to do might be maybe typed to one location, but sometimes it's important too. Then, how do I do it? That's the most difficult question. And finally, and how should I measure if it is working? Right? These are the 6 questions, everybody. The one that does not always apply is this where. Okay. It's not every time that you have an answer to that, right? Or your where is just a single location. But this is the most difficult portion of it. How do I do it? That's the most difficult portion of this whole thing. And this thing like this, right? People, professors, people who are big people, uh, they struggle with some of these things. So these 6 questions are important. Why do I need to do this? Who needs to do it? What needs to be done? When should it be done? Where should it be done? How do I do it? And how do I measure if it's working? A simple approach to doing strategy, a simple, sensible, straightforward approach to doing strategy. And then, of course, your vision is what? Your vision is what? Is long term. Your vision is long term. Okay? Your mission is what you live for every day, right? What you and your business, what you live for every day. You know, if you're going to say, oh, we will always serve our food in a clean environment, that means even if you're serving from your kitchen, you're cooking from your kitchen, it will be clean. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to start being clean when you get to become very big. No, you start even from your starting small. You're very clear. Goals and objectives are very are similar because the goals pretty much is saying the goals is pretty much saying that what is it that you're trying to attain and by when. So in a sense, we can as well call these the objective slash goal one. Okay, we can as well call these objective slash goal one because the goal is the end point, while the objective is why are you trying to do that thing? Why that the reason. Let me not use why again. Let me just use reason here. The reason for that particular thing in itself. So this is important, everybody. This is number one of all the things that we're going to do today. And I'm hoping you can master this. I'm hoping that this will be clear to you. When it comes to this, there's something called the business model canvas, everybody. The business um, the business model canvas. Everybody go and look at it, and it's got 9 areas inside of it. And you can also apply your 5 W's and H squared to it. You can also apply your 5Ws and your H squared. You can apply it. You can apply it to this 5Ws and H squared. You can apply it to what it is that we are doing, an H squared, your 5Ws and your H squared. So what exactly those key things that we are looking at, 5Ws and H squared. H squared is going to be what? Is that my control shift and control, or what is my two again? It's my control shift control and then my plus sign. uh where is my plus sign on my computer? Oh, my computer is acting up. Why is, my plus, oh no, sorry, my plus sign, 5Ws and H squared. I will put my H squared uh, in there. So once again, these are the important things. These are the important things you must know. These are the key important things. If you're here, you must know what this is. Right? You must know. You must know exactly what these things are. Yeah. Okay, so that's what is here too, the 5Ws. So if you want to learn these things, um if you want to learn these things, you need to pay attention. Some of you think that until you go to Lagos Business School or until you go to Harvard, you cannot learn these things. You can learn these things now. It's very funny because these days people travel and then they join our training classes from abroad. They say, "Okay, that your training class, we didn't take it seriously then, but now we know it's important." So please take these things to be as important as they need. You need to take them because they will help you. Let's move to goal 2, everybody. Do we have clarity on the concept of strategy? Some people call it strategic document, some people call it strategic plan, some people call it all sorts of things. Some people call it all sorts of things as it is. Let us move to what I would like to call objective. Okay, objective slash goal 2. What is my objective slash my goal 2? What is my objective slash goal 2? All right, and if I come here, I put it in here. Let me just copy it from here. Okay, and I'll put it here. I hope you're still following, right? I'll put it here. Good, that's it. People mix this thing, right? People mix revenue. Hello, everybody. Revenue, right? Which is like your income, right? The monies made. the money, the monies that have been made, right? Usually paid to you for usually you get it from payments for goods and what services delivered. Am I right? That's usually what it is. You get it for goods or from, right? So either for uh or from goods and services that you have delivered to paying customers. Some customers are useful customers, some customers are not great. Right? So people mix that with cost, everybody. I'm sorry, with your profit. And your profit in this instance is that your so-called revenue slash income minus, yeah, all your costs. And these your costs, they are plenty. Your cost can include what? They can include rent. They can include electricity. They can include your taxes. They can include salaries. They can include the cost of production. They can include a myriad of things. And people mix these two things up. If you know the number of business people that in their minds they are making money, but they're actually not making any money. Because what they are doing is that they are only focused on the revenue. I've done a business of, imagine, I've done a business before of 100 million in naira, and my cost, when I calculated all my costs, my cost was about 98 million naira. And at the end of the day, that was my cost. At the end of the day, what am I saying? Maybe 99. I barely made 1 million from it. Barely as my profit. Meanwhile, anybody who saw the work order, I have my colleague Afiz here, he'll tell you that it's very possible. Anybody that saw that work order, they would have thought that these people, they don't hammer. Hey, 100 million. Okay, out of that money, I barely made any money. Barely. I don't know whether anybody has experienced that before. Anybody? Whereby the revenue was a lot, but at the end of the day, you barely made any money. Anybody? Does anybody have any experience that after the whole thing, their cost was this, they made about 1 million? Meanwhile, somebody looked at you, the person say, this guy, you have made it 100 million. Hey, Charlie, you're a big boy. Only for you to make 1 million. And there are even instances, am I right? Somebody please tell me. Kyle, they tell me there are even instances where you end up with a loss. Am I right? That when you calculated your cost and everything, including taxes and all that, you might even spend, it's possible that you would have even spent 1.2 or 110 million. Anybody who, guy, so at the end of the day, you ended up making a loss because you even spent more than the total amount of money that you even earned. This is very possible. I tell you that most companies don't understand this simple thing. Companies close every day. Kayode, are you there? You're an internal auditor. Share your thoughts with me. Or Rick, share your thoughts quickly. Please switch on their microphones for them and speak very quickly. Right? Right? Somebody quick. I want to hear anybody speak. It can be you, Blessing Hafiz. It can be you. Please help me switch on the microphone. Please, I want to hear somebody. Can this happen? Has this happened before? Why do people fall into this? Please go ahead.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes,
Go
well, I
ahead,
wouldn't
Hafiz.
want to say it's the Nigerian. Can you still hear me, please? Yes,
Yeah,
it
go
does
ahead.
happen. So sometimes, yes, the work order will require things like that. When you take out all of the expenses on the project, you then realize you really have nothing. Sometimes, if you have situation where even the project expands longer than the required duration of time, you end up realizing that you are spending more on that project than what you actually meant to spend in the in reality. So there are even instances where you have other people within that what's it called? There are so many plugins to some of those fees that is being paid to consultants or to whatever business you're doing. So there are things that can affect you, and then realizing that you even spend more rather than what you're being paid for. So it happens, and it's still happening. But the question is, how do how do people ensure that those things like that don't happen, and then you're not running at a loss at the end of the day?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I
Thank
would
you
like
very.
to.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sir. In addition to what he said, I would like to also mention that As an accountant, I believe there's a place of budgeting, there's a place of research. Now, if the total inflow is supposed to be 100 million, for example, and there is no proper research as to what is it going to cost us for this, what is it going to, there's no proper budget, there's no having to work with something and, checking part-time to be sure that we are in line with what we have said that would happen. And if there are issues where, like Hafiz mentioned, plugins that, that were not budgeted for or that just came up abruptly, I mean, it's now a case of, okay, we have to overshoot. So I believe that every business has their inherent risks. They have what it is that would eventually become a problem. So I feel, or I believe that they should have done a proper, I'm talking based on solution right now. They should have looked into it first, budgeted, had people on ground who are monitoring to make sure that everything is aligned. And then, I want to believe that the issue of not having to make anything at all would have been, sorted from the beginning. I mean, if these things were put in place. Thank you,
Well,
sir.
blessing. It's nice to say, oh, but there are many things that happen. Inflation can happen. Forex, for foreign, that business that I did, it was Forex. I did the business at 110. It was years ago, 110 to the dollar. By the time the goods were landing and all that, the thing had jumped to 150. And the
Sir,
client was not going to agree to.
I
The
understand, but
client was,
I believe you should have been prepared for such
no,
before.
you can't be prepared for such. It's impossible. Look, I mean, there was no precedence to that. So, and moreover, if you know you go to the client, for example, right, and you go to the client today and you want to bid, remember that you're also not the only person in the market. So some people, they have the financial muscle to absorb such, but you might not. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there are many things that there are
Yes,
things you
sir.
can control. There are also things you cannot
You
control.
can't control
You
exactly.
and I are in business today. Imagine we sell sage to somebody or something, and we wake up tomorrow, and wake up tomorrow morning, and then the naira to the dollar is 2,000 naira to the dollar.
Yes,
You
sir.
can't, there's no way you'll be able to tell but that can happen on Monday. Absolutely.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if you now go back to the client that you're meant to supply and say, okay, the money has changed, they'll tell you, okay, we've already given you the work order, we're giving you 80% of the money. Or they won't giving you everything. They say, okay, deliver your goods, so we don't care.
That's
Uh,
true. That's true.
So budgeting helps, but risk management definitely helps to anticipate all sorts of things, which is what you're also saying. That what is it that you and I, at least to our own human capacity, that we can anticipate? But this is a problem.
Okay,
I'm telling you that this thing I'm
Doctor, sir.
talking about is why companies close down. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir. I needed to make some contribution based on what you said. Particularly, the fact is, everyone on this call, I suppose, had an experience at one point where you have either gave an estimation and then when you went out to the market and then everything just skyrocketed based on the several factors that you have mentioned. Now, if we may spend the whole day based on individual experiences to analyze that, but my concern now is I would like to request kindly, sir, if there is you talked about the mitigation. How do we how do we overcome that kind of a pitfall in business where you offer something and then when you start the process of execution, you are stuck in the middle, given the narrative that you even gave us. Oh, I can imagine 100 million and then you are still struggling with about 1 million naira,
That
you know?
that one is
So how
that
do we
one is good
mitigate
now. At
against
least
it? And then
I
number
still got
two,
1 million. Some people, instances you might not even get anything.
but sir, the effort you put in, if you is not, I don't know, but it's quite a lot. I do know. The other point is how do we, in terms of budgeting or trying to estimate a cost for a project, what are the key factors to take into cognizance? I do know that some of them have been mentioned on this call, but in terms of percentizing them so that you don't get And it's also, we also understand that this thing is also competitive. You are giving an estimate of 100 million. Somebody says it's going to do it at 70. And then
Exactly. Exactly.
the person
You know,
who you are presenting, you know, yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
anyway, anyway, I mean, there are many answers to it, and a lot of these things will still pick them up even as we go ahead with this training course, because there is a lot that is involved with the things that you and I are saying as it is. So yeah, some of them we're going to come down to them later. But please, as I said, one thing that will definitely help is effective risk management. And we're still going to talk about that. We're still going to speak about that a little. Your ability to be able to anticipate events, scenarios, and situations. It could be rising cost of things. It could be all sorts of things. But it's got to be very contextual, very situation specific. The person who imports is different from the person who goes to buy from let's say they use palm kernel that is made in the east or something. So the different businesses have to look at these things differently, as the case may be. Because of our time, let me quickly rush. Let me quickly go to number 3, everybody. So this is goal or objective number 3, everyone. How do you manage or possibly reduce your cost? I always tell people that I've never heard a CEO that can come at the beginning of the year to say, this year I'm going to increase our cost. Everybody wants to reduce their cost. Am I right? There is nobody that's going to wake up and say, this is the year to increase cost. No. Some organizations are always looking to reduce their costs. Now, which ones can they reduce? Which ones can't they reduce? Because you've got different areas when it comes to cost. You've got direct costs, you've got indirect costs. Are we all together? You've got all sorts of things when it comes to cost. How do we manage cost, and how do we manage it effectively? Direct, indirect, fixed, variable, sunk, and opportunity cost. This is going to be one of your assignments. If I start to talk about all these, we will not go home today, and I want us to go home. But everybody here must understand cost management. Are we all together? We must all understand the concept of managing cost, the thing that it has cost us to get that particular product or service. That is what we mean. The thing that it has cost us to get that particular goal or service. That is exactly what we mean. Objective 3, very quickly, everybody. What are the best ways to acquire customers? Right? I always tell people about something called the customer, let me write it here, the customer engagement, or let's just call it the customer life cycle. And you see, everybody. So what is the first thing? What's the first thing? You must develop a product slash service. Am I right? Hello, everybody. You must have that, right? A product or a service. You must market or advertise that product or service. Okay? You must market or advertise the product or service. Hopefully, before you develop the product, you have done some exercise to find out the market needs and demands, all right, for your product. Hopefully, you've done that. Because if you don't do that, then that's crazy. So hopefully you must have done that. The market needs and the demand for your product or service. And that then informs how you develop the product or the service, right? And then that informs how you market to the appropriate uh, audience. Otherwise, you'll be marketing the wrong thing to the right people or the right thing to the wrong people. Are we together? All right. And then you want to ensure that you open you market and then you sell, right? So sales is important. And after that, you want to make sure that you open an avenue for customer complaints. If people are unhappy with one thing or the other, you have you have an avenue for them. Now you must do everything here with the customer at the back of your mind. Are we all together? Everything that you're doing, the customer must be at the back of your mind. What is it? The market and, let me write it here, market and customer needs. Customer needs and demands for your product or service. And then you develop it, and then you advertise and you sell and you open this. And then you can also manage the account, manage the customer as it is. You can look at, how do I delight them? Do you get? Maybe somebody comes to buy a book in your store and you give them an extra pen to go with it. Or anybody that comes to buy a book, you give them a small notepad for free. How do you delight the customer? What are the things that is helping you delight the customer, so that the customer they can keep coming back, right? That's what it is to buy, buy more. And then you also need referrals from your customer, right? So these are very important things, everybody. How do you delight them? How do you keep them coming back to buy more? And how do you make your referrals to others to come to buy? This is what we mean by this goal, everybody. Hello, this is what we mean. These things, they look simple, am I right? You don't know how difficult this is for organizations. You and I, if I start to say, let's mention the banks that we know that they have poor customer service. It's a lot, but people think that this whole thing is just about they think it's just about number 5. So a lot of people prepare for number 5. Are we all together? People prepare for number 5, but there are many things that come before number 5, and there are many things that come after number 5. Okay? There are many things that come before number 5, and there are many things that also come after number 5. So it's important that you understand that, you need to acquire, satisfy, you need to delight, and you need to retain your customers. It's more than one thing. You have to you have to develop, let me say the design here. Design and develop your products and services to meet customer needs and wants. You have to do that. You have to market right. You have to sell right. Right? You have to make sure that you're ready. Here is account management, where you want to manage the account, the customer or account management, so that you will keep them. Okay, so there are many things under goal 3. Are we all together? There are many things under goal 3. Does anybody have any experience to share relative to number 3, where the people did not take, oh sorry, number 4, that's 4. Sorry, where the people did not take number 4, sorry, I beg your pardon. They did not take number 4 into keen consideration, and their businesses folded up. Anybody? Where do you have an example, right? Where the people, they did not take something into consideration and the business folded up. Hello, anybody? Gain and maintain competitive advantage. Does anybody have anything to share? What does competitive advantage mean? There is always competition. Are we good? There's always there's always competition. There's a man called Professor Michael Porter. He talked about Porter's 5 forces. Hello, anybody? Have you heard of that? right? It talks about your direct competition. Please, Hafiz, drop a diagram for this in the chat room, right? It talks about direct competition, right? It talks about alternative, um, yeah, Porter's five forces student. So it talks about your direct competition, people who are competing with you, same products, same service in the same market to the same customer. Hello, big wahala. Same product to same product or same service to same customers in the same market. Your direct competition. It then talks about the power of your buyers or customers. Imagine when all the customers come together to say that they will not patronize you any longer. Wahala dey. And it talks about the power of your suppliers. Imagine if all the suppliers don't give you credit. Wahala dey. Then it talks about new entrants into your market. Like OPay in banking. You know, I never used all these OPay, PalmPay, and never. But last week or 2 weeks ago, I was frustrated. I used two banks, and the two banks, their mobile app was not working. Just last weekend to be precise, I was frustrated. My wife was just laughing at me. That she might have told you that you should open OP. I said, me, OP. In those days, anybody, when in 3 years ago, if you bring OP account, the first thing I say is, are you a 419? Hello,
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
there with
everybody
me?
think they are
The
scammers.
first thing I say is, are you a 419? Now, why they use OPay and PalmPay? Because
Yeah.
it's only dodgy people that used to do that. I'm like, I'm the CEO of the company. How can I be using PalmPay and OPay? I said, God forbid. Last weekend, these two banks, their app showed me Pepe. I was somewhere I had to pay. Two banking apps were not opening simultaneously. I was so embarrassed. Somebody had to send me money, blah, blah, blah. When I got home, I told my wife, I said, today, I must open OP. He started laughing. Ha, ha, ha. Mr. Big Man, now you have come down to where us normal people are,
You
and
won't
now
believe me
open
that people are still
OP.
skeptical about using it of data. People are
Okay,
still very, very
as
skeptical
I'm
about
telling you that my own was
using
just last weekend now, Afi. So I'm definitely one of those very extremely skeptical people. I don't have a money point. I don't have PalmPay. I didn't have OPay. I had nothing. But Oga, last weekend, when those banks showed me Pepe and I opened OP, since then, oh, I've not opened those bank apps any longer. Those banks, they've lost all my transactions. I will still bank with them, but I will never pay for anything through their mobile app. All payments that I have been doing, Afis, if I was with you, how did I pay? I'm balling now. Now I have OPay because now I'm modern. So there are new entrants. Now go everywhere. It is OPay, Money Point, PalmPay. Who else does everybody use primarily? Do you know how much money the banks are losing? Because all the transaction charges and all that
Exactly,
has
sir.
gone to those
Exactly.
places. These people are making more money than the banks. So there are new entrants into your business. All right. And lastly, this Porter's Five Forces talks about alternative products and services. This is very important. Alternative products and services. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that there is competition. Are we all together? Somebody is trying to eat your breakfast. Somebody out there wants to collect what it is that you have. There is competition, oh. However it is that you interpret that competition, right? There is always competition. However it is that you end up interpreting that competition, there is always competition. Not sometimes, there's always competition. So all of us should know, how do we gain competitive advantage? How do we gain competitive advantage? All right. How on earth do we ensure that we gain an advantage? Better marketing, am I right? Better products, better relationships, but there is always competition. Always, not sometimes. How do we gain an advantage? These are the things we need to do. Are we all clear? Right? There's competition. Others are not asleep. Okay. Number 6, everybody, if I come here, what is my goal 6? Right? Goal / objective 6. What is it? Okay. Correct. How do I increase my market share and surpass my market demand? How? Give me some strategies to increase my market share, right? Once again, it's the same set of things. It's the same set of things. I have to come up with products, right? Products and services that meet and surpass market / customer expectation. That's what I have to do, right? At prices that work for the customer. I can imagine that somebody is going to do a case study on item 7. So let's all do it. Who are the Lagos people? Blessing. Who else is? I think you don't know item 7. You're in Abuja. You're not modern. You're not like us. Right? So everybody, what is helping item 7? Everybody, what are the things? Number 1, the food is cheap. Am I right? Well, Ayomiku, what is helping item 7? My son lives in item 7. I'm sure you even want to work with them if you can just get free fried rice and chicken. Okay, everybody, tell me, the food is cheap. Location is what? Accessible. Are we together? Packaging, all right? Packaging
Even the name
is
itself.
great.
Even the
Right?
name.
Service is fast. People like the name, Abi. Nice name.
Yes.
All right. The business name to go. Item 7, business name is catchy. Right.
The taste as well, sir. The
What?
taste. The
Okay.
recipe
Yes,
is the
exactly.
same. The
Taste
recipe is the
is
same.
party jollof smell. Okay. Okay. The portion is great. So item 7 case study is what we have done here. Item 7 case study. Okay. Food is cheap, location is accessible, packaging is great, service is fast. What else? Portion is decent. Decent portion or size for the meal, right? The customer service is great. The way the people attend to you, customer service is great. It's not bad. Who are the people that have gone to item 7 here? On Sunday after service, do you see the way people park in front of item 7? I can imagine when the guy will open in Lekki phase 1. Hey, all right. So those are the things to consistently increase market share and to surpass market demand. You have to do beyond what your competition is what your competition is doing. I was telling my wife that me, I would have gone to open item 8 or 9 if I was down the road. So, do you know everybody is crying? Sweet sensation. Voila, they're crying. All those people, they're all crying. I even heard that the people that sell food close to what's that place? Ikeja Airport Hotel, that those ones too are crying because people prefer to go to item 7. Are we together? Right? So you have to go to increase your market share and support market demand. You have to do beyond what your competition is doing. Once again, better product, right? Better product or service, better packaging, okay? Better design, better delivery, better customer service, okay? So that's important. If I go very quickly to number 7, maybe I should have used number 7 as item 7. All right. So goal 5, goal 6, goal 7. I'll round up very soon. Yeah. So if I do goal, I'll only do till 10. The other ones we'll just talk about them. I'll only do till 10. Goal slash objective 7. Everything is about people though. Everybody, can you hear me? Everything is what? Is about people. Everything is about people. Everything is about people. Everything is about people. Everything is about people. And not just people, competent people. You cannot get anywhere. People need to be competent. In Africa, Afiz, in Africa, knowledge is equal to skills for us. Am I right?
True, sir. True.
Nothing could be further from the truth. Knowledge is equal to skills. Not for us in Africa. So that's why people like what? Qualifications.
Yeah, certificates.
Right? Right? All of us, PhD, HDB, HDs, but very few people have skills. People all have ICANN, but they don't know how to use Excel. They don't know how to use PowerPoint. Right? Their negotiation skills is poor. Okay, their presentation skills is poor. So they don't know how to use Excel. They don't know how to use PowerPoint. If you know the number of people who are senior people in organizations, but they struggle even to use Microsoft Word appropriately is a problem. People don't know. Yesterday we had an AI event. Do you know how many people that don't even know how to do proper prompts? So people don't have skills, but they have qualifications. And our recruitment, even our organization, we focus on knowledge and qualifications. We don't focus on skills. And that's why in Transformation College, we're always talking about skills. Okay? And attitude is also very important, right? What is the attitude to work, right? People have very poor attitude. A lot of people, they see impossibilities everywhere. They are negative with regards to everything. They they come late to work. They are proud. They are deceitful. Beginning to sound like Galatians chapter 5. They are proud, they are deceitful. I mean, it's all sorts. So you need not just knowledgeable people. All right, put this for yellow. This is what you need. You need people with skills, like serious skills, and you need people with excellent attitude. Afiz and I were together 2 days ago in Abuja, and I was saying that the most important thing is for me, it's the attitude. So the attitude even before the skills. First is the attitude, the right attitude, then they can acquire the skills. But in Nigeria, we all think that knowledge, right? Not we did, but knowledge is not equal to skills. Everybody, please write that down. Knowledge and qualification is not equal, not equal to skills and great attitude. I mean, I'd rather pick skills and great attitude than knowledge and qualifications. If somebody, blessing, somebody comes to my office and the person says, I'm ICANN Nigeria, I'm CFA, I'm this and that. Who will I hire? That person or the other person who's got, who can use Excel, who can use an ERP, they can use Zoho, they can use Excel, they can use all sorts of things, right? But they're not a chartered accountant. Oh, will I eat chartered accountant at night? Please tell me. Afiz, what are we going to do with chartered accountant that cannot use Excel? So that's very important. You need great recruitment. Okay. Okay, let me not put all these processes here, but you need great HR. And in one of our documents that we had used before, let me see whether I can find it here. I'll find it. I'm certain it is here. I'm certain it is here. I am certain it is here. Hold on. Found it. Yes, everybody. Can you see? Okay, let me take this from here. Let me take this from here and put it here. Okay, so everybody, this is very important. So who's excellent when it comes to HR? Everybody, look at my screen. Can you see my screen? What can you see on my screen, everybody?
Human resource
Hello.
management.
Brilliant, brilliant. This is a problem in most organizations. Everybody, can you read this? I have identified 20 areas in HR. HR is a problem everywhere. Is there any HR practitioner on the call? HR is a problem everywhere. People think that once again, because they passed an HR exam, that means they are good HR. HR is a big deal. Everybody look at number 18. That one is mind-numbing. Look at number 18. Look at number 14. Everybody look at number 11. These are tough areas in HR. Tough. Number 11, very tough. Number 18, extremely tough. Look at number 2, everybody. HR is a big deal. It's a massive deal. I remember I was doing a training for an organization when we came up with this. It's tough. It's really tough. Look at number 12. Look at number 16. Look at number 19. Look at number 8 and number 9. One of my employees in one of my HR people in one of my offices was telling me that in her mind, she thought that she thinks that when she's organizing staff retreats and chop chop chin chin and all that, that means she's doing number 8. She didn't understand that number 8 is beyond just organizing people to sit down to do chop chop. HR is a massive deal. Let us go very quickly, and I can get to 10, and then we can take a quick break. Let's go very quickly to what's the other one. Let me also put this slide here. Everybody, I'll put this slide so that I can share it with everybody. All right, I've already taught all these things. They're all on YouTube. All right, I'm only teaching them again. I've already taught all these other classes that I have had. Okay. Let's quickly do number 8. Number 8. What is number 8? Everybody, let's do goal objective 8. Okay, good. How do we ensure we improve the quality of our products and services? So first is that all of you that are here, you should not be here if you have not done the S and BP ISO 9001 QMS foundation course. So everybody that has passed, please go into the chat room and say, I have passed this course, right? Now, also, because you have passed it does not mean that you know everything that is there, right? All right, so every individual here at the list must have passed this course at the very least. Everybody here, at the very least, you must have passed this course. Also, if you're here, either you're a business owner, your organization must implement ISO 9001, whether in part or fully, whether for to be certified or not. It doesn't matter. This is not negotiable for an organization. Every organization that is represented here, right, must implement this standard. Okay, right? The implementation of this standard means that you will look at the quality of your internal processes is equal to the quality of the products and services that you deliver to customers. Okay? So this is a big deal. You must understand customer and product requirements alignment. Big English. Customer and product quality requirement and alignment. Yes. Quality requirements here. So there must be an alignment. What is it that the customer wants and what is it that the product can deliver? Right? And product features and capabilities. The problem is an alignment between the quality requirement for both. What does this mean? Anybody? What is it that what's that thing that they put on social media? What I ordered versus what? Anybody? Versus what I got. Am I right?
Yes.
Right? What the customer,
Yes, sir.
their needs and their wants versus the product capabilities and remember that the customer is the one that pays. What between what the customer wants and needs and what the product features are. So constantly, everybody, there is a course you need to go to do. It's a free course on white belt, Six Sigma. Please look for the link for me and Mercy. Lean Six Sigma white belt from MSI. Look for it for me and drop the link. Everybody must do the MSI Lean Six Sigma white belt training and exam. It's free online. It's free. Just like the SMBP one too. It is free. It's free. Are we together? It's free. Are we together? It's free. Are we good? Hello. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. So improve the quality of our products and services. Consistently, you have to keep looking to do that. So everybody, please go and take this course. There's also another nice one called Six Sigma Yellow Belt. It's also free from an organization called Six Sigma Study. These things they teach you about quality elements, quality criteria for products and services, right? Quality criteria for products and services. Very important. The quality criteria for various products or services. Do you get? Very important. Quality criteria for products and services. Okay. Did anybody find those links? Do you have them? Anybody, did you find them? Innovation is the next one. Number 9. Goal and objective number 9. Goal/objective 9. Which is what? You must consistently innovate. There is this innovation thing that I like. The guy has 12 types of innovation, right? Let me quickly put the diagram there. That's the key thing here. Yeah, this is it. This is the diagram. People think innovation is only in one particular direction, but you can innovate in multiple directions. Are we all together? All right? You can innovate in multiple directions. So if you look in here, you'll see many areas like which you can innovate. Everybody, can you see my screen? They are put in, it's called the 10 types of innovation. I'm sure I have something on link on Facebook, oh, sorry, on YouTube, where I did something on innovation. I'm certain that maybe somebody can look for the link for me either. There's an A4S webinar that I did on innovation. Hopefully you'll be there. So everybody look at it. Consistently innovate. You can innovate with the process. You can innovate with the product system, with the channel. You can innovate by how you work with the customer. You can innovate via your profit model, your structure. There are 10 different, brilliant. This thing called 10 types of innovation. And all the information is available online. So it's not a secret. This is the key thing when it comes to innovation. The 10 types of innovation. This is the key thing. How can we innovate these 10 types of innovation? Which one is applicable to your own organization? You know what they say? They say, there's a saying, they say innovate or what? Or die. That's what people say. Now, if you're not innovating, then you're dying. If you're not innovating, you are dying. So they say innovate or die. That's what people say. I like this approach. All the people that are doing branding and advertising, you can innovate around your brand. You can innovate around how you deliver service. You can innovate around product performance. You can innovate around your structure. You can innovate around your profit model. You can innovate around how you engage with your customers. You can innovate through multiple ways and multiple approaches. You can innovate through multiple ways and multiple approaches. Are we together? Okay. So everybody go online and look at 10 types of innovation. Mercy, please, you can drop the links in the chat room. Brilliant stuff. And lastly, here, all right, is that I put as a different goal and objective is the quality of all your processes. The quality of all your processes. So we can call this goal / objective number 10. Okay, you can innovate around operational processes. So you will see that before now, we used to talk about, let me look for this. An organization has many processes. An organization has many parts to be managed. I'm always saying it to people everywhere. I say it to people who work in my own organization. I say it to people everywhere. An organization has got many parts to be managed. There are many parts to be managed. An organization has got many parts to be managed. So because an organization has got many parts to be managed, you want to manage an organization, you have to understand a lot of those things. You cannot be ignorant of the many parts of an organization that needs to be managed. An organization has got many parts to be managed. So I can take this slide, these two slides, okay? I can take both of them because you're going to be tested on these things. I hope you know. You're going to be tested on these things. So improve business processes. When you want to do that, you're going to do that primarily by managing the different parts of your business. An organization has got many parts to be managed. All right. So how do you do that? How do you do that? You do it with the same. So while here, the focus, when I was here, improve quality of all, the focus is the quality criteria for products and services. Here, the focus is on business processes. Right? The focus here is on business processes. So everybody in your own organization, where is your organization? Where are you great? So, right? And where are you poor? Let me write this out clearly. Where is your organization great? And where is your organization poor? What do you do well? What do you do well in your organization? And what do you do badly? All organizations do one thing or the other badly. It's guaranteed. Everybody does one thing or the other badly. There is no organization that does everything well, not even the global companies. So all of us are trying to get better. All of us are trying to get better. All of us are trying to get better. There's no organization, there's no bank that is perfect with everything that they do. Am I making sense? There is nobody. So the focus here is on the thing they call business process improvement. Some people call it improvement, some people call it optimization. Business process improvement or optimization. People have different names for it, right? So once again, there's no perfect organization. Everybody's trying to get better. So here, and you can also improve using the adoption of ISO 9001 or Six Sigma. Any of those methodologies are very useful. Are we all together? So everybody look at this. What is it that your organization does well? And what is it that you do badly? What is it that your organization does well? And what is it that your organization does badly? I always tell people the reason why your organization will not become global, will not become the biggest, is because one of your internal processes is failing. Are we together? One of your internal processes is failing. You're doing you're doing something here. You're doing it badly. Hello, are we all here? So what is it that your organization does badly? Some people, the organization, what is killing them is number one. For some people, it's number two. For some people, it's number three. For some people, it's number four. For some people, it's number five. For some people, it's number six. For some people, it's number seven. For some people, it's number eight. For some people, it's nine. For some people, it's 10. Every organization that is represented here, you're doing something badly. You are. For some people, it's number 16. Their IT systems in the organization is really poor. This is goal or objective number 10. Are we all good? Are we all good?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we've been able to do 10. Let's look at the 10 of them again. Number one, strategy. Are we good? Number one, strategy. Number two, revenue and profit. That's number two. Number three, cost. And this is one of the assignments. Everybody, you're going to be tested on this in your exam. Fixed versus variable cost, direct versus indirect, sunk cost versus opportunity cost. This is number four. Everything around how do you acquire, satisfy, delight, and retain customers. Very important. Another name for this whole session is why businesses fail. Are we all together? Another name for this session is why they fail. And a lot of businesses, they fail. Businesses fail and they collapse because they're doing something badly. They're missing something. They're missing something. Right? This is also very important. Do better marketing. Have better products. Have better distribution channels. Have better relationships. You know, do something better than your competition. Do something better than your competition. Have better customer service. That's how you're going to beat the competition. If you don't do something better than your competition, then you can't beat them. You have to do something better than the competition. Better customer service. Better product packaging. Do something, right? More affordable pricing. Faster delivery. You have to do something better than your competition. You have to do something better than your competition. Right? You must do something, right? You must do, you and your organization must do something better than others. By every stretch of imagination, you must do something better than others. So my question is, what do you do better than others? What do you do better than others? If you come here, you must consistently increase market share and surpass market demand without a doubt. You must consistently increase your market share and surpass market demands. Consistently. Better branding. Once again, better advertising, better branding, better marketing. You must do something better than the others. Compulsorily, you have to do something better than the others. And for just go open item 8, food is cheap. So they're chopping, they're increasing their market share, and they're even surpassing the market demand. If you go to item 7 right now, the place will be filled. All the bicycle and the motorcycle delivery, they're there. They are parked in front of their place. The place will be filled. If you go there now, they start serving at 8 o'clock in the morning. People are already there making orders 8 in the morning. And they're there usually till about 10 at night. Sometimes 11 before the close. Okay? Everybody, skills and a great attitude is not the same thing. Most organizations focus on only knowledge and qualifications. I like to focus on skills and attitude and skills in that order. I want to know if the person has got the right attitude. HR is a big thing. Everybody, that's why we have this our own HR framework. HR is a big deal. HR is a massive deal. Okay? We've talked about this, so this is what we've been doing all day. So that everybody that is here, you will understand strategy. The performance management side is the last column, everybody. The performance management side is the last column. How do we measure? Everything must be measurable. Everything must be measured. How do we measure? Everything must be measurable. Everything must be measured. How do we measure? Very important. So because you can't have strategy, it's 3 things. Strategy must be documented, planned, must be executed, and then must be measured to see if it is working appropriately. Strategy, all right? So that's the key thing. Strategy must be documented, executed, and measured, which is the performance management side of it, and measured. Are we good? Strategy must be documented, executed, and measured. That measurement side, that's the last column there. How do we measure if our plans, right? Right, strategy and plans. That's important. Strategy and plans, you have to measure. You have to measure. We've also talked about quality of our products and services. Quality of our products and services. I've told you some free training classes to help you as a person. In MBAs everywhere, they do a particular course called operational management or operations management. That's what this portion is about. This portion and the other one. Then I've talked about innovation, everybody. Innovation is key. innovate or die. Many types of innovation. You can innovate around the product, around the service, around your brand, around the channels, around the ways by which you engage, around the system for the product in itself, around profit model. You can, how you even connect with people, how you build relationships, how you attract people. You can innovate around these 10 areas. They're like the tenets of innovation. These 10 areas are like the tenets of innovation, and everybody must know that. And lastly, how do you improve your business processes? That initiative called business process improvement, business process optimization, either using Six Sigma or ISO 9001 also. How do you improve all your business processes in the organization? Good. When we come back, all right, as I said, when we come back, this is a freely available document online to help you understand business processes. It's a free document called APQC. It allows you to understand business processes. It's a free document online and it's a brilliant document. It's a free document and it's a brilliant document. It allows you to understand business processes. I'll put it in the chat room when we can all go for a quick break. How long should our break be? We need to come back and spend and complete this class for today. We need to go away and I put the document in the chat room so you can have a look, everybody. All right, you can have a look, everybody. Okay, there's a brilliant document, but these 10 things, there's no going around it. If you want to have a successful business, you have to master these original 10 that we have done this morning. You must be a master of these 10. You must understand revenue, you must understand cost, you must understand product quality, you must understand process quality, and then product quality. You must clearly understand customer engagement, innovation. You must clearly understand HR as it is. So I put APQC. Please download it, everybody. See whether you can download it. And yeah, so let's go for a quick break. We've been doing this for quite a bit. Let's go for a quick break. How long do we want? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? Everybody in the chat room so that we come back and then we round up the class for today. Aha, Messi says 15. Messi, are you in a hurry to go somewhere? George says 15. All right. So I'm going to veto this. Let us go now, which is pretty much if you're in Nigeria, we'll say this is about 12:50 thereabout. So we will go from 12:50. We will come back at 1:10. That will be 20 minutes. So let's go for 20 minutes. We'll go for now. It's about 12:50 if you're in Nigeria, 11:50 for those that are in Ghana. And then we'll go for 20 minutes and then we will come back. Just 20 minutes. And then we will deal with the last 10 business objectives and then we will call it a day. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. It's great to have you here. Let's go now and we'll come back in exactly 20 minutes and then we'll conclude this piece of work for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. See you in exactly 20 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Corporate communications. I was asking, I know that there are slight differences amongst all of them, even sales, right? I also wanted to add something here. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. So I remember, I mean, there's slight differences between marketing, advertising, branding, corporate communications. Let me, wow, even, I mean, let me just add sales for the point of it. But while there might be slight differences, by and large, they all are trying to achieve the same thing. They all have the objective of positioning the organization and its products slash services appropriately in the market and in the minds of existing and potential customers. Pretty much, I mean, that's really what all of them are about. At the end of the day, they're all trying to achieve the same thing. There might be different approaches, but that's what it is that they're trying to do. It's all about positioning. You want to just ensure that you position the organization and its products and services appropriately in the minds of the existing and even the potential market. So it's all a game of positioning, and that should be clear to all of us. That's what you're trying to do with your brand and your reputation. The experts will say that there's some clear differences amongst all of them, and I do agree, but by and large, all of them, none of them is doing anything to hurt the organization. Am I right? So whether it is marketing, whether it is branding, they're all trying to just position the organization appropriately in the minds of its customers. And what are some of those key things that they need to get right? So they must get their website right. Am I right? They must get this is where the concept of social media is also very important. They must get social media right. They must get or let me put it better. Let me start with they must get digital marketing right. Mhm. And then, of course, inside of that digital marketing, I can even put all these there and say, part of it is how they do social media, how they do everything that has got to do with these types of things. Okay. So that's important, right? That people get that. But I found out that in modern day, physical marketing is still very important. Physical marketing is still very important. Your brochures still matter. Your flyers still matter. Your your people still read newspapers. A lot of people don't might not read them as much as before. People still watch TV. People still watch Arise. Doing TV, people still listen to the radio. So the traditional ones, the what I would say, the traditional um and physical marketing things, they still matter. Attending physical events is still a thing. We're at Faith Foundation yesterday attending a physical event. It's still a thing. Meeting people, building relationships is still a thing as it is. So and this is important that your organization is branded appropriately, branded right in the minds in the market and even in the minds of your existing and potential customers. This is still a big deal. If you ignore this as an organization, you ignore it at your own peril. That means you're not smart or you're intelligent and you're going to end up in trouble. And that's a promise. Your organization is going to end up in trouble at some point in time if you ignore this. It's like the one I was writing while before I was talking about the goal 11, goal and objective 11, which talks about how do you attain and surpass governance, regulatory, legal and compliance requirements. I was talking to somebody yesterday. After running a particular business name because it's a small business for 20 years. Did you hear what I just said? 20 years. Actually, for 23 years. They've closed the entity down. You have to go to register a different name. All right. I don't know whether Wisdom is still here. Wisdom, are you here? Wisdom, are you here? It was here earlier. It's no longer here. Okay. You've
No,
had to
he's
close
not.
it down. Okay, yeah, they've had to close that entity down. Why did they close the entity down? There's some annual filing requirement that they have not done in 23 years. Apparently, the name is no. Well, they have a bank account, the CAC of the country, and this happens in Ghana too. The equivalent of the CAC in Ghana, they've closed that particular company down because they have not filed. So they've assumed that the company no longer exists. Just like people don't understand your annual financial accounts filing. People don't understand that taxes are like plenty. There's the personal income tax, there's the company tax, there is VAT, there is the tax on goods and services, there is pension, there are all sorts of other statutory payments, there is education tax. Most people don't realize this. But these things exist. There are all sorts of things that exist in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Kenya. So if you say you're running a business and you don't care about this portion, you're still going to close the company down eventually.
Okay, new one.
It's a promise. You will close the company down. Because one day the tax man is going to come after you. And they're going to tell you that you need to shut the company down. That's important. Somebody's trying to say something to me? Okay.
No, we have muted the person.
Okay. All right. So once again, these are the things that ensure that people close down their company, because that's another name for it. We can call these the objectives of every organization, but I can also give you another name for it. The other name for it is the reasons why companies close down. The reason, that's another name for it. The reason why companies close down. Close down, shut down, whatever that thing. You will shut the company down eventually. If you ignore these things, it's at your own peril. The company will end up folding up because there was something you're meant to be taking into keen consideration, but out of your own ignorance or pride or whatever it is that it is, you ignored that particular thing. You will shut your company down eventually. And that's a promise. Okay? You ignore branding. A lot of people go and check your website. The number of the website does not make sense. We don't even know where it's going to. A lot of people don't have a social media team, right? A lot of people don't understand that there are many social media platforms and there are different approaches to managing and using those social media platforms, right? People don't understand. People still place physical adverts. Signboards, they still work, right? Signboards still work. It might not be appropriate for your own business based on the nature of your own business, but it doesn't mean that they don't work. So ignore your brand and you ignore your brand at your own peril. You will get into trouble eventually. How do you manage your overall business performance? All right. What are the KPIs for managing your own business? That's what this is about. So by the time we get to goal 13, goal/objective 13. How do you monitor and manage your business performance? So what are the KPIs? Because that's what this whole portion is about. The KPIs for your business. What are the key KPIs for your financial KPIs? Right? Your HR KPIs. Right? Your financial KPIs. Your sales KPIs. Your marketing. And I always like to put marketing before sales. your marketing KPIs, your inventory KPIs. What are the KPIs that are important? Your customer service KPIs. So that's what this is about. The different KPIs for for finance, for human resources, for marketing, for sales, for inventory, for customer service. What are the key KPIs in your own business? So that's what this is about. If I go very quickly to number 14, it's about risk management. I have a whole book on risk management. It is not an entire book on risk management. I can, if I start to speak about risk, we can stay here till night time. So we can have a risk conversation all day. Now, what exactly are the risks in your own business? And what are you watching out for? So, for example, let me do this. Crap. Okay, so in in all our risk management training classes, right? I have an entire book on risk. In all our training classes, I'm always putting up this one. Yeah, good. Let me take this one out of here. I have an updated version of the thing, oh, that is 50. Hold on. Let me see if I can lay my hands on it. Let me see if I'll find it in Root. Oh, wait a minute. Where is it? Where is it? I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I've updated this thing to 50. It's somewhere on my computer. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. But let me just use this one for the purposes of this meeting. I'll find it. Sorry. I have 50. Hold on. I hate looking for things because I won't want to stop looking for it until I find it. Well, in this instance, let me ignore this thing. Otherwise, I'll waste too much time. So let me put this here just so that I don't forget. What is risk? Anybody? Do you have any idea of what risk is? Risk is an uncertainty, and that uncertainty can be positive or negative. Risk, another name for risk is uncertainty. And they say that that uncertainty can be either negative, which is a threat, or positive, which is an opportunity. Now, if you're going to ever become great at this thing, everybody, can you see my screen? As I said, I have an updated version that is 50. I have it somewhere on my computer. I worked on it. It's in the book. It's in the book. So, but this is the old one. So if you're here and you're not thinking risk, then you don't plan to manage a business successfully. If you are here and you're not thinking risk, then you don't plan to manage a business successfully. Okay. So which risk is your own here, everybody? Everybody go into the chat room. Tell me the top ones that you think you as a person or your organization should be worried about. Everybody in the chat room, top three. Top three. Everybody. Everybody in the chat room. Which top three should your own organization be worried about? Right? Which ones in your own organization? What is the top three? As I said, I don't want to have a risk conversation. If I start, we won't go home. Anybody? So let me go to the chat room and see. All right. So yeah, good. Everybody should pick three. Three that you think your own organization should be worried about. Any three that you think your own organization should be worried about. Any three that you think your own organization should be worried about. Right? Because you have to understand risk and you have to understand it appropriately. I think if you ask me, right, the top three that I think everybody, let's see. I think a lot of people should be worried about this. All right, what do you think? I think a lot of people should worry about these ones. I think people should worry about their, all right? I think, right? I think people should worry about, do you have the right executives in your organization? Yeah. For lack of, let me stop there. Which risks should the organization be worried about? Someone like Hafiz will be worried about project risk. Someone like maybe Edith will be worried about let me see. Maybe 32. If wisdom was here, he'll probably be is always worried around 22 and 23. So depending on your business, depending on the nature of your business, your industry, where you are, many things is what will help you determine what risk you really should focus on.
So,
Remember,
sorry, sir.
risk is both. Yes, Afiz, go ahead.
I was about to say generally, isn't 35 also very important for almost everybody, irrespective of what you do?
Well, as I said, everything here is important. It's just that while everything might be important, some things might be more important than others. You know, if you're in oil and gas like this, now look at 19 and 20, like those things are key for you. Am I right?
True,
If you're
sir.
in
True,
banking,
true.
then 18 is important. If you're a bank also, treasury, investments, like that, like that. For me, I won't put something like this, I'll put it for green. For some people, their credits is not a big deal. Right? So it depends. It depends. It depends. It depends. So, anyways, that's about risk, right? So if I find the 51, I know that if I find it, it's in the other book that I have written. So I had to increase it to 50. So it's on my computer. I just don't want to waste too much time looking for it. I've been doing too much writing these days and sleeping very little. Let's talk about number 15, everybody. Let's talk about number 15. Okay. Goal slash objective 15 that I have titled managing your stakeholders. There's something that they call the power interest grid. Who are those that have power? Who are those that have interest? Everybody go and look at it. The power and interest grid. Who's got power? Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so there's something they call the power and interest grid. So everybody go and look at it. At least look for a sample of the grid. Who's got power? Who's got interest? Who are all your uh, um who are all your stakeholders? You have your internal stakeholders. You have your external stakeholders. Okay, who are the internal ones? Maybe the employees. Who are all the external ones? We have who are they? You have your investors, you have the board, you have the communities where you exist, those types of things. So all of us have got to be extremely good. This is where the concept of public relations comes in. Public relations management, right? How do you manage public relations? It's also a thing here. Do you understand? Yeah, that public relations is also a thing here. Do you understand? But here it's a big deal. How do you manage community conflicts and those types of things? How do you so when you do the power and interest grid, Hafiz, did you find it? The power and interest grid, it will now tell you that, oh, the people you must satisfy, the people, let me look for it. Power and interest grid. It tells you that these are the people that are to be satisfied. These are the people that you need to, the power and interest grid. Aha. So look at it. Because I'll say that, oh, some people you need to keep them satisfied because it's called the power and the interest grid. And you're going to see this in your test. Everybody, we're going to send you a test for this week, and you're going to get the foundation certificate tied to the book. Right, so there is a foundation certificate, and then there is the full certificate for the book. So we're going to send you that. So if I do this now, so everybody, so you're seeing this on this. So it's called the power and interest grid. Who's got power and who's got interest? So everybody, how do you manage your stakeholders? This is where they teach this in project management, PMP. They teach it in enterprise architecture. They teach it in many, many areas of work. The power and interest grid. Okay. So who are those that you need to manage closely? Who are those that you need to keep informed? Who are those that you need to monitor? And who are those that you need to keep them satisfied? How do you do stakeholder monitoring? That's very important. How do you do stakeholder monitoring? That's extremely important. Okay. So that's goal 15. If I go very quickly to goal 16, here it is how do you manage? So let me come here. How do you manage your suppliers and your partners? You know, there's this thing they call supplier due diligence. You know, your suppliers can kill you. All right. There's another thing they call it the supplier risk assessment. Okay. So your supplier selection strategy or approach. So here's what they call the supplier onboarding. You onboard your suppliers. Okay. There's supplier negotiation. So you know, you also have to write an RFP. What is an RFP or an RFI? Everybody go and check online. What does that mean? An RFP, an RFI. You have to write something called the terms of reference or some kind of supplier contract, or we call it SLA. So managing the suppliers is a big deal. Negotiating with them, looking at the service level agreement. Let me put this separately. That's what SLA means. So this thing, I've done businesses that if I didn't have the right supplier, I never would have done the business. Imagine you and I, we get a work order for $500 million worth of goods. And imagine that I think works to the supplier and the supplier gives him 60-day credit. I mean, I go to the supplier and the supplier is insisting that I have to pay everything at once before he can give me the goods. Can you say that that's a problem? So these are big things. All right. So once again, that's a big issue. Um, this is the area of business continuity, everybody. Number 17 is the area of business continuity. Goal/objective 17. That's what it is. Resilience. This is the area of ISO 22301. Business continuity. Okay. This is the area of ISO 22301. So everybody here, once again, you should have done this. You should have done the S&BP Foundation course. It's free. It's free, right? You should have done it. It's very important. I have this thing that I write. Hold on. Or that I have written. Hold on. Let me see. Too many things. Let me see if I can find. Yes, this is it. Let me see whether I can find a nicer looking version of the thing. Okay, we'll work with this. All right. So let me take this and put it here. Let me put it here. Everybody, can you see my screen? Everybody, look at this. This is what business continuity is. Hello, everybody, can you see?
Yes, I can, sir.
Brilliant. This is what business continuity is. Right? This is what business continuity is. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people, they don't know this. They think business continuity is just put some documents together, or they think business continuity is only tied to number 4. But business continuity is multi-layered. Business continuity is what? It's multi-layered. Business continuity is multi-layered. You have to think about alternatives for strategy, for processes, for people, for their technology systems, for facilities and offices. People don't really get these things, right? Sometimes, I dare say. Are we all good? So this is goal 17. This is goal 17. Sorry, I didn't plug my modem. Sorry, my modem was not plugged. Then it's gone off. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. I will. Okay. So if you understand the 20 objectives of a business, you can go anywhere on this human earth. I hope everybody can hear me. Rick, if you understand
Yes, sir.
these 20 objectives, Shuaib,
Yes, sir.
Please, can you still hear him from your end?
No, I cannot.
Oh, okay.
I cannot hear him. I'm sure he's still trying to
Yes,
connect
I
since
think so. All right, let's give him a few minutes. We'll be back.
sorry, I was just trying to move from one internet to the other. Okay, apologize. Okay, we're almost done. Goal slash objective 18. Are we all together? Rick, are you here? Rick, are you still here?
yes,
Elizabeth, are you here?
sir.
Richmond, are you here? Or all of you have disappeared? Coyote, are you still here?
can hear you.
Okay, brilliant. So everybody that is here in this room, everybody, there is one platform you must all go to register on, and you must know how to use it. Otherwise, you will not be relevant. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you though.
Brilliant. Everybody needs to go and register for a free account on Zoho. Did you hear that? All of you that are here, you need to go and register for a free account on Zoho. Did you hear what I just said? Otherwise, you will not be relevant any longer. In a short while, you will no longer be relevant. All right? In a short while, you will no longer be relevant. You have to ask me in this modern day, that boss, what are the top 3 things okay, maybe 3 is small. Let me be reasonable. The top 5 platforms that I must master. Transformation College, I hope you're listening. These are the top 5, Mercy, that all our students, they must master. If our students don't master this, then we're going to be in trouble as an organization. We will not be able to achieve our objectives as an organization. So if you ask me, what are the top 5? Let me share my screen. What are the top 5 platforms that anybody that is a student of business? Number 1, Microsoft Office. And do you know we have been doing Microsoft Office since January? And we have all the videos on YouTube. That's number 1, everybody. Number 1, Microsoft Office. Number 2, for everybody. Everybody must understand how to work on Windows 11. Everybody. Number 3, everybody must know how to work appropriately with a large language model. It can be Grok, it can be ChatGPT. Number 4, everybody must know how to use Zoho. And number 5, there is a tool called GenSpark AI. If you ask top 5, this would be the top 5. Non-negotiable. Hello, everybody. Non-negotiable. Let me mute that person. Let me mute that person, please. Non-negotiable. If you're a student here, Mercy, and I don't know who else is here, these ones, they are non-negotiable. Zoho ERP. We cannot be building next generation business leaders who are struggling with technology. We can't. So I don't know how we're going to do it, but all our students in Transformation College of this EBM, these are the non-negotiable platforms for them. If you permit me and allow me add one. Okay, now let me not add it that way. Sorry, let me do this. If you permit me, it has to be some Google digital marketing tools. Once again, these ones are non-negotiable. There is no student of Transformation College that should not have a certain level of expertise with these 6 tools, these 6 platforms, these 6 tools, non-negotiable. Then you cannot be my student in EBM. Non-negotiable. Whether you're not sleeping at night, whatever it is, you must compulsorily understand these platforms. You cannot be a student if you're struggling with IT. Everybody must go to learn how to use GenSpark. Go to that website, genspark.ai. Everybody must learn how to use genspark.ai. Everybody must learn how to use GenSpark. Everybody must have a Zoho account. You cannot be a business leader for the future and you're struggling with Zoho. When it comes to these applications, you cannot, you have to know how to use Zoho books. Then, Mercy, this is non-negotiable. You cannot be a student of this school. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have Zoho, maybe the whole of next year. We're going to do Zoho as one of our courses. Maybe we're going to focus on Zoho, that as a replacement for Microsoft Office, because we're not doing Microsoft Office any longer next year. Maybe we're going to do Zoho for the whole year as a replacement for Microsoft Office. Maybe. I was thinking we would do something with AI platforms, but we'll see. You cannot be a student here and you're struggling with technology. Let me quickly move on. As I said, some of these things I can talk about them forever, but we've run out of time, and I want to finish class very quickly for the day so that you can have the remaining part of your weekend to yourself. Okay? It's important that if you're a student of Transformation College, and you'll see all these things as we go ahead, even with the American text book that we're going to be using. You see all these things as we move on. Okay? Next one. Next goal here. Slash objective, which is 19, is things on corporate social responsibility. And we've done, everybody here must understand the SDGs, the 17 goals. And I have many things that I've done online. Everybody must understand ESG. And ESG is made up of 3 standards, right? Plus environment, social, and governance. That's what ESG means. Environment, okay, plus social, and then governance. So everybody must understand these things. Everybody must understand these things. Everybody needs to understand these things. Everybody. And I have many things that are on YouTube. Maybe somebody can look for the link. I've done SDG training, I've done ESG training, I've done all these things. So you'll find a lot of these things on YouTube. You'll find a lot of them on YouTube. And last but not the least is that everybody must understand project management. My take, this is what I tell people. I say that in an organization, goal 19, actually in the next version of the book, I'm going to change it. This is meant to be goal 19, while the other one is meant to be goal 20. So ordinarily, this should, corporate responsibility is the final leg. This ordinarily should be 19. Yeah. What I tell people is that capital expenditure should be treated as a project to ensure adequate benefits are gotten. And so you must capital expenditure, right? So all of you here, you must either be an expert or you must be an expert with Prince 2 or with PM Buck, which is where people get PMP from. And if you attended our summer school, I'm sure you've gone through PM Buck. So this is important. Capital expenditure, which means the things that cost us a lot of money, we should treat them as projects to ensure we get adequate benefits. All of you also, everybody, can you somebody drop the scale? You should do Scrum. There is a free, it's called Scrum Study. Is it Foundation or Fundamentals? Can anybody drop the link in there? Foundation or Fundamentals? I think you see why there is nobody that is doing business development with us that should not be in this class. Because if you're not here and you don't understand these basics, how are you going to be able to do adequate business development? How are you going to be able to do adequate what's that thing called? Adequate project management. You know, so you guys cannot leave it to me alone to be the person who's encouraging people to be here. The work cannot be done without these things. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 20 objectives of every business. There is a foundation exam. We're going to share it with all of you. There is a foundation exam. We're going to share it with everybody so that you all get the opportunity to do the foundation exam tied to this. Okay? You all get the opportunity to do the foundation exam that is tied to this course. It's a full book, and everybody that is here you can pick up a copy, just go speak with the people in Transformation College. Everybody that has attended today, a copy is yours. Are we all together? Everybody that has attended today, a copy is yours. So we're also, please tell anybody anytime, just speak with the people. They will get you. But you have to come to our offices to pick it, either in Abuja or in Lagos or in Accra. I'll get some of the copies across to the people in Accra. So once again, everybody, these are the 20. Hello. These are the 20 objectives of every business. If you muck around with these objectives, it's the DNA of every business. This is the DNA, according to me, of every business. And I think maybe according to you too, because I've been able to explain these things to all of you adequately. Okay? I've been able to explain these 20 objectives to all of you adequately. Okay? These are the key objectives for every business. There is no business. I've called it the DNA of every business. Right? Of every business. Right? 20 objectives that matter. Right. So everybody, before we go, give me your thoughts, give me your opinion. I must hear from you. I've been speaking since 10 o'clock. I've been able to cover these 20 objectives. So everybody, please, Elizabeth, everybody, share your thoughts with me in the chat room. Which is your favorite? What is your big takeaway from this meeting? This brilliant meeting where we've adequately discussed the thing that I consider to, that's why I titled it DNA. If your business, ignore any of these things at your own peril. You are going to get into trouble if you ignore any of these things as an organization. And I hope I have done justice to this. These are the 20 objectives of every business. Master this, and you'll be a problem solver globally. Everybody, master these 20 things, and you will be a problem solver globally. All right, so I want to hear from everybody as we bring today's class to a close. What is your takeaway? I want everybody, because that's my payment, so to speak. What did you get from this session? Rick, Kyle, everybody. All right. What did you get from this session? Which, oh no, you don't have to. If you've done any of those foundation courses, any of those things, no, you don't have to do it again. But the one for this DNA is new, so you haven't done that. But if you've done any of the other ones, then you don't have to do it again. Either Scrum or 22301 or any of those things. All right. All right. So we're definitely blessing, brilliant. So we'll bring you in for our Zoho. I'm definitely thinking about doing Zoho the whole of next year, as it is picking each model, different models. So yes, I'll definitely look to bring you in for some of them. So everybody, give me your feedback quickly. We've come to the end of today's class. Give me your feedback. We have done the 20 objectives of every business. I've taken my time to describe these things to everybody. I've taken my time to go into the details of each of these things since 10 o'clock that we started today. I've covered it all. And these things are important. Otherwise, you cannot run a successful business. These things. So please, my payment is your feedback. Tell me what is your big takeaway. That is my payment for this class. Everybody, quickly, and fill the feedback form. I want to hear from you. George, thank you very much. All right, thank you, George. I like that. Brilliant. I'm happy. Thank you, George. So your thought processes when it comes to business operations has changed. Absolutely. I'm glad. I'm extremely glad. Okay, brilliant. I want to hear from everybody. Everybody. Okay, everybody. I want your feedback. What's your big takeaway today from this class? We've come to the end. We started at 10 o'clock. And now we've come to the end of the class. So please tell me, that's my payment. Everybody, I must take feedback. Ayomiku, I want your feedback. What's your big learning point? And please fill the feedback form also. I want verbal feedback. Then there is also feedback form. That's the formal feedback form, but I also want verbal feedback. I want feedback from everybody. Thank you very much, Edith. All right. Yes, absolutely. I mean, it goes without saying, if you miss any of these 20, you're going to be in trouble, like it or not. Is either that trouble is now or it is later, but you're going to be in trouble if you miss any portion of these things. Thank you very much, Edith. Can I hear from all the others? I want to hear everybody. Mercy, I must hear from all of you. I'm interested in hearing from you. Quickly, everybody. Okay? I want to hear from everybody. Okay? Everybody, as we bring today's class to a beautiful close, I want to hear from everybody. Blessing, what's your big takeaway? Thank you very much, Hafiz. Thank you. Hafiz is going to be teaching us. Hafiz is an international master's degree holder in economics, business, everything. So Hafiz is going to be teaching us next week. Next week we launch our Smarter Manager program. Next week, this time, so Hafiz is going to start with why is economics important for everybody who wants to become a global manager. Why is it important to know about economics, microeconomics, macroeconomics? Why should all of us really understand economics? And if Hafiz is going to teach it in such a way that even a 15, 16-year-old will make sense of economics. Why is economics important? If you're trying to teach 16-year-olds, right, about economics, how will you go about it? What are the fundamentals? Why is economics important on this human earth? Destin, thank you very much. Ignoring that your business will hit the rocks. Also, yes. Oh, HR is a big deal. People underestimate HR. People think about that. I think it's just about going to hire people with the right qualifications and educational background. People don't realize that attitude and skills are extremely important, right? So, I mean, please, thank you. Profit is extremely important. Documented strategy, executed, innovating, grow. Yeah, risks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kayode, uh, Kayode says, Kayode, you've known that all along. When your profit is less than 20 and the bank interest rate is 30, you can imagine, right? How do you run the business in such a country, right? So if you thank you very much. You need to take these 20 things into keen consideration, right? Thank you very much, Pretty Beauty. Uh, but it's good. You must understand it. Pretty Beauty, I run a school also, like a nursery and primary and secondary school. And I keep telling the teachers there that who run it on my behalf that it's a business, but they don't think it's a business. They have to make money. Yes. So thank you very much, Pretty Beauty. Who is techno? Business is wide. Uh yes, absolutely. Uh, so yes, I've looked at business. As I said, I've run a business for 23 years, so I qualify. So I qualify. Um, I qualify, right? So please reach out to us. Um, Definitely we're going to be doing Zoho as part of what we're doing next year. Innovation is key. Who else is here? Who you identify risk and manage it properly? Because in every organization, risk is vital. Thank you very much. That person that is user. All right. Who else is here? Rick. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rick Godwin. Um, yeah, thank you. DNA. Oh, yes, the book is available. Um, You've got to think about the business, all right? Absolutely. You've got to go back to your office and have these discussions. Ayomiku, Elizabeth, Shuaib, what is your big takeaway as we bring today's class to a beautiful close? Thank you very much, everybody, for being a part of this session. It's been my pleasure to walk you all through the elements, the key elements, even within the book in itself. I have many other things here. Who I have Abubakar here. Abubakar has not said anything. Who's Abubakar here? Ismail, I want your feedback as we bring this to a close. Okay. All right. Who else? Richmond, you have not said anything. As we bring this to a beautiful close, please fill the feedback form. Have you feel everybody should fill the feedback form? All right. Thank you very much, Ali. Yes, it's not a problem. It's a recorded session. They're going to put it on YouTube, so you can always do it, listen to it again. And as I said, next week we start Smarter Manager course. Hey, hooray, everybody. Next week we are going to start the Smarter Manager course over a period of 12 weeks. We're going to be doing 4 weeks. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Over the period of 4 weeks, we're going to be doing the Smarter Manager course. The Smarter Manager course is brilliant. It's a course that we charge ₦500,000 for. Everybody, I will show you. It's ₦500,000. That's how much we charge for the course. But it's free if you come to do it in Transformation College on Saturdays. It's free. So I advise you to take advantage of the Smarter Manager course. I'm going to share my screen and everybody see my screen. This is the Smarter Manager course. We're going to start next week. We're doing these areas over a 4-week period. Over a 4-week period, we're doing this. We're doing this over a 4-week period. So today I've already done strategy. So we've replaced strategy with economics. Where is the flyer for? So, but if you look in here, this is ₦500,000. We run it in Training Heights. It's a $500,000 course. That's for 5 days. That's what we charge. And it's free here. It's free completely. So tell your wife, tell your husband, tell your sister, tell your enemies. As I said last week, nobody should get married to anybody that has not gone through Transformation College. Tell the person you want to get married to that you better come and take the Smarter Manager course. Otherwise, you better come to Transformation College. Otherwise, I'm not going to marry you. If you have married somebody already, you can't divorce them, but just encourage them. Encourage them to come. Next week, we start Smarter Manager course. Right? It's going to be explosive. Over 4 weeks, we're going to deal with 12 topics, and we're going to take it like, from the basics over 12 weeks. Everybody, if you don't marry anybody that has not taken the Smarter Manager course, right? So please, it's a brilliant course. It's actually, for me, it's actually a book. Are we together? It's one of my books. So I just decided that I'm just going to publish all these plenty books that I have on my computer that I partially work on. I work on all sorts of things, but I don't complete them. I do them up to somewhere, I forget about them, I move on to something else, and they're all just seated on my computer. But I've decided that I am going to complete all of them. So the Smarter Manager course in itself is a book of mine. I've designed it. It's all of them are at the printer's place. So these are things that I've been teaching internally. I've been talking about for many years. So can anybody see my screen? What can you see on the screen? Everybody? What can you see?
Smarter Manager, Compact MBA.
Brilliant. So this is it. This is it. So we've only taken 12 of the topics because we can't really finish everything. The topics are a lot. So all we did was that we've taken 12 of the topics and we're going to teach them in our Smarter Manager course. We've only taken 12 of the topics and we're teaching them in our Smarter Manager course in itself. So you can see there are 20 topics in the actual book. We've taken 12. So today, right? So we've only taken 12. So Hafiz is going to start with number 4. Right? Hafiz is going to start with number 4. And then we've picked 12 out of all these things. And we're going to deal with them. So you can see that this is a big deal. This is a big deal. So once again, thank you very much, everyone. It's been great having you here. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I've enjoyed myself. I know we started today with, what's that thing that we started with? What is your business area? And that you cannot go hungry. This is where we started today from. Am I right? Those that got here in the morning, this is where we started today from. You can't go hungry. You should not go hungry. You should not, as it is. So once again, God bless you all. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for being a part of this session. I hope this does your life, does your work a lot of good in itself. God bless you. Over to you, Edith Mercy, actually, as it is. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for your time. It's been great working with you today.
Thank you very much, sir.
Please, the only thing I'm asking you, bring people in. Bring your cousins, bring your enemies, bring your friends, bring everybody in next week. It's going to be a fantastic time. 4 weeks of covering 12 MBA topics. 12 weeks, I'm sorry, 4 weeks of covering 12 MBA topics. I bet you will not be disappointed. Please, we need more people on the call. Get your church members, get your uncles, get your aunties, get everybody involved. They're going to enjoy the next 4 weeks with us in this entrepreneurship and business management class. They're going to enjoy. I've been to Lagos Business School. I've been to London Business. I've been to different places. Trust me, You've designed the course appropriately and you will not be disappointed. Once again, thank you very much, everyone. God bless you and have a great weekend. All right.
A very big
Mercy
round of
Tamala, who's here?
applause. Thank you so much, boss. A very big round of applause to the proprietor. Thank you so much, sir. 4 hours it's enough, okay? Thank you so much. And everyone, I want to appreciate you for standing by up till now. I believe you've gotten value for your time. Thank you, Hafiz, for joining us today as well. And just permit me to share my screen. It's not going to be a long one, and then we'll call it a day. Just a moment, please. All right, so I'm just going to talk about our Mentors Day before we call it a day. All right, so our Mentors Day is coming up on the 1st of October. And so we implore every Transformation College alumni, students, friends, and well-wishers to be a part of this Mentors Day. So the topic for that day is going to be on guiding human potential in a machine world. And the trainer is really prepared to make this delivery. So we can't be organizing a program like this and then you are not there. So we really need you to be a part of this program. All right. Please, Boma, please, can you help me share the registration link for this program? It's actually coming up on Wednesday, and I promise you, it's not going to be a waste of time. It's something that you will enjoy and you will put, I believe you will put to practice after you have listened to our anchor for that day. So that being said, the registration link is already on the group. So please, we implore that you register and get prepared for it. Time is 12 p.m. Nigerian time. So if you have any inquiries, you can always call or you can WhatsApp chat on the number that is displayed on the flyer. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time today. If you are yet to fill up the attendance, the attendance link is going to be sent to the chat room as well. And then for the class of today, the recording is going to be sent across to the group in the coming week. So you do well to go through it. And also the material will also be sent to you. All right. It was a very nice time having you all on the call. And we believe that we didn't waste any of your time. And so, just like Boss mentioned, invite your friends, invite your loved ones to register for this program. I bet you it's going to change your life for the better. All right. So we implore that you join us on this class. It's just 12 weeks. So I believe it's going to be a very good one and exciting. Thank you, everyone. Please follow us on all of our social media handles. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Comment on our post. We need your comments. We need your likes. We need your engagement. Okay? Thank you so much. And then also, you can also visit our website for any other inquiries you wish to, whatever you need to know about Transformation College, you can also visit our website for that. And then also, there is a link for our alumni group, and it's going to be sent to your different groups, all right? So you can also join the alumni group. Like Boss also said, the registration for this program is still ongoing. Registration fee is just the sum of 10,000 naira. So I believe that that's okay for every one of us. Thank you so much for your time. I don't think we have any other
announcement. If there is, it's going to be sent to your group accordingly. Thank you so much, and do have a very beautiful weekend. And we see again on the Mentors Day, which is on Wednesday and on Saturday. Have a wonderful day. Bye.